Hey guys, I'm TT.
And I'm Beck.
And we're what the kids call woke or whatever.
Yeah. Hey. I say it, I mean it, you mad. But I'm speaking facts though. I got it, she got me, she mine. Baby, we on our own. My princess, my queen, oh my God. She make me feel at home. My element, pocket, my bag. Baby, I'm in my zone. They woke or whatever. They woke or whatever. Woke or whatever. They woke or whatever. Woke or whatever. They woke or whatever. Woke or whatever. They woke or whatever.
Hey guys, I'm TT.
And I'm Beck.
And we're what the kids call
Woke or whatever.
Bon.
Oh.
Vas-y.
Parlez comme si tu voulais commencer.
Go ahead.
Hey. So, il y a presque 3 ans, je pense que quand ça va être release, ça va faire 3 ans, que on a fait un épisode sur relationship. So, uncoupled status. Puis c'est l'épisode le plus malaisant qu'on a jamais record. Je pense que c'est le seul épisode malaisant qu'on a record.
It's
Parce que I don't think... je trouve qu'il y a d'autres épisodes où I felt more embarrassed. Je pensais que j'allais jamais... Non, pour vrai, ouais. Je pensais que j'allais jamais le réécouter, but we did. So, basically, dans cet épisode-là, on parle de relations. C'est un épisode plus, comme je dirais, on go with the flow. Tu sais, c'est parler de où est-ce qu'elle a été rendue. Je parlais de qu'est-ce que moi j'expérimentais. And this episode, on a décidé de le reprendre, mais comme plus mature, avec une perspective féministe, and just plus structurée all together. Parce que il y a beaucoup de gens qui pensent que notre premier épisode, c'est l'épisode sur YouTube. Mais if you're a real one, if you know, on a au moins 6 épisodes qui précèdent notre temps sur YouTube, and one of them is...
Comme 10 pour de vrai. Comme 10.
Au moins 7.
Non, 10.
10?
Yes, I'm pretty sure 10. I'm pretty sure.
Non,
10.
comme
non,
7.
Check. Tu sais pourquoi? The 10th episode, c'était l'épisode Black People
Oui,
in
oui,
China.
oui,
le train wreck qu'on a fucking enregistré en pandémie sur notre phone.
C'est vrai.
So,
non, on a un bon 10 épisodes qui précèdent YouTube.
Mais this one is called Settling for Who, by the way, if you guys want to check
Settling
it out.
for Who. J'ai même pas
Mais-
dit le titre. Settling for Who. Fait qu'on parlait vraiment de comme de relationship, de what is settling, c'est quoi être la différence entre relations and like situationship. I remember all that. Mais c'était basé sur rien. It was really notre opinion et pour de vrai c'est malaisant.
The worst
C'est-
episode ever.
C'est 2h34 minutes et les 45 dernières minutes were too much. Comme on aurait pu couper ça là. Comme we ramble a lot. Tu vois qu'il n'y a pas de structure and everything. Mais là, on veut vraiment le reprendre. Like us 3 years after, more mature, post-pandémie aussi. So, like so much happened. On voulait vraiment reprendre l'épisode. And cet épisode, aujourd'hui, ça va être un Settling for Who Part 2. Mais on va vraiment se baser sur les écrits de Bell Hooks. So, Bell Hooks being a Black feminist, Afro-American Black feminist, qui est décédée vraiment récemment, décembre 2021. Puis qui a écrit sur beaucoup de choses, mais principalement sur l'amour. Et on veut que le focus de cet épisode be on love. On va décrire, on va donner une définition, on va être comme c'est quoi. Et on va être, à travers cette définition-là, on va analyser nos propres relations, nos propres expériences. And yeah, this is what we're going to do.
Yeah, and we also were drinking.
Yes,
just
we need
because
to.
we need a drink, y'all. This is gonna be a lot. This is gonna be a lot. But what I was telling Beck earlier is that this could not go worse than the part 1, settling for that. So, if you know, Beck and I we always talk about this. There's that one episode that we can never go back and listen to. That's the one, episode 3, Settling for Who. And we had to listen to it, obviously, to do a part 2. And on a struggle, genre, pour finir les 2h34.
2h34, ça m'a pris 5 heures.
2h34. It took me a whole shift. J'étais comme, girl, shut the fuck up. But anyways, that was 24-year-old and 21-year-old us versus 24 and 27. Oh my God!
Wow.
On a tellement grandi.
Time flies.
Anyways, so what we're going to start off before we get into, talking about love from a feminist perspective, again, quoting bell hooks, like Beck said, we're just going to go back on certain things that we said as to kind of catch up and see if our opinions still stand on the things that we've said, how we've grown, where our relationship with men lies now versus 3 years ago when we recorded that dreadful episode. Okay, so I will ask Beck a couple questions. To begin, are you ready? Do you need to take a little sip? I know you do. This is the second cup, by the way, that it was, you know, we were sipping before. So first question I would like to ask you, my dear co-host, how has your relationship with men been since we recorded the first part 3 years ago? Honestly, truthfully, it's just you and I.
And the audience.
And the audience. And Chris.
OK. So, je me souviens. Donc, j'ai réécouté l'épisode. So, et dans l'épisode, je me souviens quand Titi m'a posé la même question. So, how's my relationship with men? I was like, this someone's giving me butterfly right now. Yo, et juste, vu qu'on fait un update de cette personne-là, non seulement we're not talking du tout anymore, mais c'est comme une des pires personnes que j'ai rencontrées de ma vie, comme...
Trash.
Ouais, men and women, like, all of the above. Comme, je pense même pas, it's not even on some, like, just, men on cherche comme, this is a bad, comme, c'est pas une bonne personne. So that's the update. Mm-hmm. Mais my relationship with men, c'est vraiment... OK, so, je dirais que dans les 3 ans, I feel like... Parce que la personne que je parlais, je me souviens dans le podcast, la personne dont je parlais, we don't talk anymore, et je me souviens que comme... Quand j'ai pris la décision to not talk to them, j'étais traumatisée for a long period of time. Genre, j'ai beaucoup pleuré. Mm-hmm. J'étais vraiment comme déçue, blessée, à tel point que comme la personne m'a appelée genre 3 fois and I didn't answer. Comme j'étais vraiment... Puis quand je disais I didn't answer, j'ai pas fait comme « Oh, je peux pas te parler », mais j'étais tellement traumatisée que comme it took me like months avant de genre répondre et tout. So I feel like now my relationship with men, j'ai plus autant de problèmes à cut them off. Like it hurt like, comme less. Genre j'ai l'impression que Beck 3 ans avant comme se questionne beaucoup sur comme est-ce que c'est ma faute, comme est-ce que j'aurais pu faire quelque chose de mieux, est-ce que c'est moi qui le comprends pas? Like, est-ce que c'est, comme est-ce que j'ai pas une part de responsabilité on some genre pourquoi on se parle plus puis pourquoi we don't have a relationship anymore? But Beck today est un peu comme tu perds mon temps. Ouais. C'est un peu genre je me remets moi en question puis pas je me remets moi en question on some I'm always right, mais je pense que je suis meilleure à comme catch the cues of est-ce que c'est moi ou est-ce que c'est la personne? Comme est-ce que j'ai essayé ou est-ce que ça vaut la peine d'essayer ou je peux juste move on? Fait que je pense que c'est juste plus facile pour moi to cut them off and it was not always easy for me. Comme it really wasn't. Je veux aussi spécifier que ma relation avec les hommes, de base, les hommes qui sont les plus proches de moi, c'est mon frère et mon père. And I have an excellent relationship with my brother and my father. C'est 2 hommes que j'aime vraiment beaucoup. C'est 2 personnes qui m'aident beaucoup dans le day-to-day. So, c'est les hommes qui sont les plus proches de moi, I have a great relationship with them. Et je dirais même, post-pandémie, it became better. Comme plus sincère, plus profonde, plus nice. But the others, le reste, pour de vrai, j'ai comme... I choose carefully, puis depuis que it doesn't suit me anymore, moi
You out.
I'm out, puis I'm out without like... Comme, sans que ma voix commence à shake, like I'm just really out.
Yeah. Mais tu sais, ça, c'est quelque chose que j'ai remarqué de toi in the last years, because bro, one thing about Beck and I, a lot of the shit that we experienced, we know about it. Like, we were together, like, going through a lot of our shit. And I remember that time, puis tu t'es beaucoup remis en question on some, like, Am I a bad person? Did I fuck up when like the person was really just mean, like a mean person? One thing Beck has taught me throughout our freaking 6-7 years of friendship is self-awareness, taking the time to be self-aware, taking the time to be like, okay, comme, donc quoi, est-ce que j'ai tort, est-ce que j'ai fuck up? But you used to do that to the point where you would come fuck tes mistakes. Like I'm still gonna try to find a way to reason with you and to understand pourquoi tu m'as fait ça versus genre mes sentiments sont fucking valides, genre puis j'ai mal. And like I've seen that evolution over the years. And I'm so fucking proud of you.
Merci.
Non, pour de vrai. Puis on parlait de ça récemment en plus. Like
Ouais.
we were just talking about that. I was like, yo, okay, Beck, you're able to really be on some like, yo, I don't fuck with that. It doesn't matter how you're gonna take it. It doesn't matter how you interpret it. These are my feelings and they're valid. Become the fact that you are more comfortable and confident in validating your own feelings versus like always putting the other person that's doing you wrong's needs first.
Yeah. Je me souviens dans ce temps-là, dans le temps où je me questionnais, I had a therapist. It's not the case anymore. Because it's expensive. Mais j'avais une thérapeute and it was a black woman. Et je me souviens, je lui ai parlé de ça. Comme, I was really troubled. C'était vraiment comme, est-ce qu'il y a quelque chose que j'aurais pu faire que je n'ai pas fait? And la chose qu'elle m'a dit qui est vraiment restée avec moi, c'est, tu sais, quand tu t'expliques à quelqu'un, genre, what they did wrong, tu revis le traumatisme à chaque fois que tu l'expliques. Fait qu'à chaque fois que tu expliques à quelqu'un, comme, voici ce que tu m'as fait and why it hurts, tu revis ton traumatisme, puis t'as pas à le faire, comme t'as pas à revivre, à faire à chaque fois. Et aussi, tu prends le risque que they don't even understand, fait que you're traumatized more. Fait qu'elle est comme, there's nothing wrong with like the way you handled it. Puis j'étais comme, yeah. Mais I grew up. Oh, c'était une vraiment longue réponse.
Ouais, mais whatever. Okay. You talked about the possibility in the episode, Settling for Who, you talked about the possibility of you ending up alone. How do you feel about that possibility? Do you still feel that way? And how do you feel about the possible outcome of ending up alone 3 years later versus when we recorded it?
C'est vraiment drôle. La question est vraiment intéressante juste parce que si Titi m'avait demandé la question avant que je prépare l'épisode, I feel like I would have a different answer. Mais c'est comme après avoir lu Baroque, pour le moment, ça m'a vraiment fait du bien. This reading really comme...
It was so good.
It was really good.
So needed.
Je trouve, tu sais, j'ai compris ou j'ai fait la paix avec le fait que comme mes valeurs comme sont anti-patriarcales. Fait que c'est très rooted in like this is what I believe in, puis je veux comme implémenter ça dans mon day-to-day. Mon feminist fight is like a day-to-day fight. Puis c'est pas tout le monde qui va comme être en accord, c'est même pas tout le monde qui va comprendre where I'm coming from. Et assumant que comme most men don't, I really feel like being alone is, like ending my life alone, c'est une possibilité. But it's not dreadful. It's not like, I'm going to end up alone. C'est mieux comme, I might end up alone. Here's like my possibility. Genre, j'ai déjà réimaginé ma vie toute seule. Like, I know I really want to be a mom. Puis j'étais comme, adopter would be comme, I feel like that's something I would do. Genre, être une famille d'accueil. I feel like it's something that I would do. Genre, j'ai vraiment repensé ma vie. Genre, qu'est-ce que ma vie ressemblerait à quoi, genre, sans comme partenaire romantique. So, being alone, quand je dis ça, c'est pas en somme like, I'm gonna be alone. J'ai déjà réimaginé ma vie assez pour être comme, c'est une possibilité, c'est pas une possibilité qui me dread autant que, comme, on va dire, la moyenne des gens. But, still, after reading Bell Hooks, puis genre, la façon dont elle parlait de genre d'amour, puis de la recherche de l'amour, I'm like, this gives me hope. Like, je suis comme, I could still find someone. Je trouve que je suis un petit peu moins cynique avant d'avoir préparé l'épisode, if that makes sense. So, yes, la possibilité est là, mais je dirais que la possibilité que je trouve quelqu'un comme est autant là. Also, I'm 27 years old. Yeah. Not 67.
Yeah.
So, c'est comme...
Yeah. We never know.
Je le trouve vraiment dramatique.
Yeah.
Juste comme... OK, I could end up alone. Mais c'est quelque chose que, tu sais, quand, souvent, les gens sont comme, if you're a feminist, you're gonna end up alone because of that. Je suis comme, it's true. C'est juste, it's true. Puis c'est pas comme, on some, like, que je veux prouver que c'est pas vrai. Comme, I feel like I'm past that. So, yes, la possibilité est encore là. Mais, again, je vais pas trop rentrer dans le sujet parce qu'on va parler des écrits de Bell Hooks vraiment longtemps après ça. Mais, I do have, like, hope. Like, okay, I feel like la façon dont elle en parle is so light. And it's so like...
It makes you want to experience
ouais,
it for
ça te
real.
donne même envie de le faire.
Yeah,
genre, comme.
I know. That's how I was feeling too quand je lisais. J'étais comme, okay, yeah, like it all seems dreadful, but then there's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Ouais.
Yeah. Okay. So, are you currently interested in dating, and what do you look for in a partner today? How different and or similar are your current needs versus 3 years ago?
Okay.
Eh ben non, faut prendre un sip.
Yo, on peut se resservir. Moi, je pense qu'on peut se resservir.
Yo. Okay.
No?
Talk to me. Yeah, of course.
Okay,
Of
okay.
course. Thank you.
OK. Pour de vrai, sans comme 100% true, j'ai jamais voulu être en relation plus que live. Genre plus que live dans ma vie, that's where I'm at. Puis c'est la première fois que je dis ça. Je trouve que comme it's been almost 10 years. Comme que la dernière fois que j'étais en relation, I was 19. I'm 27. So c'est comme, it's been almost 10 years. Puis tu me poses cette question genre 5 ans avant, j'aurais été comme, I don't know, like, maybe, je sais pas, peut-être que, but today, tu me demandes, je suis comme, ouais. Puis je pense que là, je me pratique à dire aux gars, ouais, genre ça que je veux. So, si c'est pas ça que tu veux, c'est pas vraiment intéressant que comme, that you stick around, genre. Puis je me rends compte, OK, listen.
I can't stop smiling.
I had a fun summer.
Bro.
Come, I had a, like, full of flirt, full of kissing, and, like, the other things. But, fait que je suis comme, men have their purpose. Puis j'étais comme, oh, it's fun, like, like hot girl summer, whatever. But, j'ai comme, à la fin, là, c'est fini, là, je suis vraiment comme, non. Like, comme, I'm at this point of my life où I'm actively want a relationship. Puis tu sais, again, reading Bell Hooks, puis la façon dont elle parle de comme the search of love, again, it's so light, puis c'est tellement comme a journey. Je suis comme, yeah, this is exactly where I'm at. But like, with dating, yo, I don't want to trash Montreal, man. I feel like y'all heard everything. I feel like y'all heard everything.
Mais il faut. I
feel like y'all heard everything. Again, I had a fun summer. Puis, tu sais, quand je dis ça fait 10 ans que I was comme, que j'étais célibataire, je veux dire aussi que comme, ça fait 10 ans que I feel men just see me as like a sexual comme being and nothing else, nothing more, nothing genre, pas plus que ça. Fait que c'est comme, it really, ça te fait vraiment genre, ton mental, ça affecte vraiment ton mental comme every man you meet, c'est vraiment some like, oh, you're good for sex and nothing else. Et je trouve que c'est c'est une expérience commune when you, like a black femme, a black woman, de juste genre, being seen as sexual all the time. But, again, I had a fun summer. Puis je me suis rendu compte que when I'm outside my city, je me sens vraiment plus pursued que when I'm in my city.
Tell them about the New York niggas.
The New York niggas. Pour de vrai, shout out to the New York niggas. Puis c'est pas en somme... tu sais, on dit toujours que comme le gazon est plus vert chez le voisin. C'est même pas en somme... oh, ils sont genre parfaits, puis comme they don't... I'm pretty sure that the New York females like deal with like bullshit from New York man. C'est même pas ça. C'est juste que je trouve que quand on parle de pursuit, quand on parle de dating, I feel more desirable over there que ici. And tu sais, expérimenté à New York, mais je l'ai expérimenté à Toronto aussi. Still American niggas were more willing to pursue you que genre les Canadiens en général. Montreal et Toronto alike, to be honest.
The US niggas, like Caravana, they were not playing games.
Ouais. Ils étaient
playing
focused.
games.
The verse were...
Yo, ils ont pagné.
Back to back.
Yeah.
Ouais, fait que c'est comme, tu sais, ça te donne une autre perspective, puis ça m'a vraiment, je trouve, centré sur comme, ouais, this is what I want. I really wanna be in a relationship right now. Puis comme, le reste, comme, c'est pas que je dis que every man I meet, I'm like, oh, he's gonna be the one. Mais je sais que là, j'ai avec certitude, this is my goal. And if I let you be around me as a man, puis que comme, it's not on a relationship thing, la minute où tu m'énerves, again, j'ai pas de problème à te cut off. Comme, j'ai pas de problème, parce que comme, OK, t'es plus utile, cut it, pour vrai. So, yeah. And, attends, est-ce que tu m'as dit, what's your type or something?
Yeah, how different and or similar are your current needs versus 3 years ago?
J'ai entendu ma liste. J'ai entendu ma liste il y a 3 ans, puis je suis comme, I have a different one. Il y a léger 3 points. I need someone who's kind. Puis je veux même pas qu'on me dise, c'est le bare minimum. Vous êtes fucking méchants.
Méchants!
Men and women alike en passant. Genre, on dirait que j'ai passé la pandémie, je suis comme, les gens sont vraiment méchants. Like,
yeah.
Vous êtes pas gentils. So yeah, kindness is definitely number 1. J'ai besoin de quelqu'un qui me praise and je peux pas, I cannot beg for like affirmation, for like des t'es belle. Moi, tout ce qui est grosse tête, tu sais déjà. Whatever, comme tout ça.
I see you.
I see you.
Moi, là, ce compliment-là, I swear to God, I see you.
I see you. Yo, t'as 2 yeux. I see you too,
I see you
genre.
too, fam. Like, c'est quoi? I see everything. The fuck?
So, I think kindness, praise est vraiment, vraiment important parce que I know that I praise people. So, c'est vraiment nice to get it back. And I feel like I get it back a lot from my friend. But not men. Surtout ici, ça aussi, vous pouvez prendre, like, tu sais déjà, les ci, les ça, comme, c'est plus cute. Comme passer 16 ans, je trouve pas ça sustainable in any way. So kindness, praise, and black.
Yeah.
Je sais pas qu'est-ce qui est arrivé à mon algorithme de TikTok. At some point, il y avait a bunch of, like, black women were like, I started dating outside of my race. Which... There's nothing wrong with that. Mais je suis comme, qu'est-ce que l'algorithme me dit? J'ai jamais like.
Yo, I hate when that does that.
Je suis comme, j'ai jamais like. Mon esprit est pas là. Et je pense que j'avais dit quelque chose dans l'épisode. And I think, une des rares choses que j'ai dit qui était sérieuse là, dans l'épisode il y a 3 ans, j'avais dit que comme les gens trouvent que when you say, oh, I only date black people, it's a limitation. Puis j'étais comme, for me, it's a freedom. Parce que I think in black love, in like knowing que genre, j'ai un partner qui comprend mes struggles, qui comprend mon expérience, to me, it's just like, you're free. Puis je sais que I'm not saying, oh, I'm against interracial relationship or what's not. C'est juste que je trouve que les filles sont pas complètement honnêtes. Genre, j'en parlais à une amie dans le sens que I know we experience things with black men that are really hurtful, mais c'est pas vrai que comme men outside of our race
don't hurt us
in some way. C'est des claques peut-être que toi tu tolères plus, and that's what you should say. Pas que comme everything is perfect, like tu prends des claques différentes. But moi, like all in all, c'est kindness, praise, black. And this is my list.
Period.
2022.
Period.
Yes. So, c'est mon tour d'être Oprah and Titi. Answer.
Bruh.
Are you ready? Do you want to sip?
I'm sip. Okay, hit me.
Okay. So, première question. 2 questions en une. What's your current relationship status? So, 1A. 1B. can you talk about the difference between no, okay, wait, what's the current relationship status?
I'm single.
Okay. Then, can you talk about the difference between your mental states like 3 years ago, parce que tu sortais de breakup as well, and this one now, like, what's the difference?
Well, okay, so 3 years ago, I was with, it was my first serious relationship. You know, Becca's been through it all with me. And we were on and off. It was a very toxic relationship. So that was during one of the times where we were off. And I was super down, super bitter, super depressed. I was just not myself at all. I went to the studio ready for smoke. J'ai tellement lancé de pointe dans l'épisode. En plus, when I was listening back to the episode, I was like, yo, you sound crazy. Because by the time that episode was released, I had already gotten back together with him. And I was like, yo, just don't listen to the episode. I'm just talking shit. But I was really, really, really miserable. And the thing is, I got into that relationship freshly 21. And I did not really have an idea of who I was as an individual before that. Like, je savais vraiment pas j'étais qui. And I had to figure that out. I had to figure out the first true identity I've figured out of my own is me in a relationship. J'avais même pas figured out who I was as a person, but I had figured out who I was in a relationship. So that became my main identity. That relationship was my world. Like, my fucking world. And he was a horrible person, but at the same time, even to this day, je l'ai parlé il y a comme une semaine, this nigga's a fucking dick. I swear to God, like, I swear, Elscap. But at the same time, we spent so much time together, like literally 5 to 6 days a week together. And as much as it played a toll on my self-esteem, he was also like my number one hype man, my therapist, my mentor. I looked up to him. He was older than me a little bit. C'était juste ça, mon monde. So when we were broken up, I think that was like our first breakup. And I was like, fuck, I don't even know what to do with myself anymore, because I've figured out who I was now. Like, you've helped me. Like, I've always wanted short hair. Like, I cut my hair while I was with him. Genre,
yo, wow.
Tu comprends ce que je veux dire? Genre, c'est comme, I've always wanted short hair, and he was the one that was like, yo, coupe tes cheveux, like, you're gonna kill it. And I was like, okay. He just gave me, like, I felt like he brought me to life, but killed me at the same time. You know, it was such a weird ass relationship. So when we recorded the episode, I was just lost. When we broke up, I did not know what to do with myself. I started Black Montreal Businesses. I told you, yo, on fait le podcast. That was because I didn't know what the fuck to do. I did not know what the fuck to do. I just knew I had to do something. And I'm so glad that the podcast was born from that on and off bullshit. But then we got back together and just a lot of shit happened. But I was low self-esteem. I was not my own person. I was just not my own person. And now, I mean, I'm great. To be honest, it's not even on some like, I'm really good. I'm really, really good. And I think part of the reason why I'm handling this breakup better, first of all, it was a much shorter relationship than the other one. And also, I feel like when my relationship ended, that one that I was in when I recorded the first part of this episode, that we were on and off, but when we were off for real, like when we broke up for real, I was literally at my like rock bottom, and I had to put myself back together. And that process of me putting myself back together allowed me to figure out who I was as an individual for the first time in my life. I was like, yo, si toi t'es cette personne-là, like you are this person, you have these boundaries, these are your likes, these are your dislikes, these are your standards, and this is who you are. Like, I really, and you know, it was during the pandemic too, so you know, the time where a lot of people got to figure themselves out. I was going through a breakup during first fucking wave. First wave, bro, first wave. Everyone is always like, the first wave was the best. I was like, bro, I was fighting for my fucking life. Yo, I was fighting for my life. But that's the thing. So I was able to build myself up and become so happy with myself and content being single. And like, I really, really did love myself at the time where I entered the other relationship that I was in. Que comme, it was so clear in my memory how happy and complete I was that when I started to not become that anymore, I craved that again. Being me again. I craved it so bad, and my desire to want to be back to the old TT, because I was starting to lose myself. My desire to be back to that overpowered my love for him. I just needed to be back. Tu comprends? So that's why when the relationship ended, I didn't feel like my world stopped. If anything, I felt like, bro, I'm back. Like, I'm back. And it's not even on some like, oh, fuck that nigga. Like, I did really, the feelings, I really did care for him, too. But, bro, I missed me. Like, I missed me so much that right now, my current state, I'm not bitter. I'm not heartbroken. I'm really like, yo, it is what it is. It ended, but I'm just glad, like, I haven't lost myself. Like, I'm good, and I'm even better than I was at the start of the relationship. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm very happy. I had the best summer. I had the best fucking summer. Like, oh my fucking gosh, I had the best time. I had a good time.
Mais ça se voit, je trouve.
Tu trouves?
Ça se voit, vraiment.
So
comme this summer, j'étais comme, yo, tu sais, c'est une superstar. Yeah. C'est une superstar.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm real good. Like, I'm real good. Like, I had to go through that one bullshit relationship. I feel like even now, like, my future relationships, I don't think there's going to be any relationship that's going to hit me as hard as the first one did. But now I'm able to, like, get what I learned from that and be like, okay, we move.
Ouais. C'est ça qu'on veut.
Yeah.
C'est ça qu'on veut. OK. Ah ben, ça rentre dans la deuxième question parce que c'est comme, do you feel like you're a different person, single versus in a relationship? And if yes, how?
Yeah.
So
I feel like I suck when I'm in a relationship. And I'm being so serious. Like, I feel like I suck. And I was thinking about this because I was like, okay, my first relationship, I have a lot of improvements from, like, that one that I was in 3 years ago versus the most recent one. There's a lot of improvement. I feel like that first time around, I was a trash friend. I was a trash friend. I was a trash daughter. I was a trash sister. I was just like, if it wasn't the relationship, don't talk to me about it. I was just all about that. And because it took so much out of me, I was dealing with someone that was so emotionally unavailable, so, like, mean. It sucked the whole life out of me. Puis je trouve que je suis quelqu'un, I have a lot of energy, I have a lot of life, and I get in these situations that dim my light. Like, my first relationship was like that, and then when I got into, like, the other one, I was like, yo, it's not gonna happen again. But it low-key kind of did, but not to the extent of the first one, obviously. I just feel like when I'm in a relationship, from the relationships that I've had in my life, I have yet to experience a relationship where I feel like I'm my best self. Mm-hmm. I'm not. I don't like a lot of parts of myself quand je suis en couple. I feel like I'm unhealthy mentally when I'm in relationships. I feel like it's always the times where I'm the most depressed. It's the times where, like, I won't clean my room. It's the times where, like, my skin will be really bad. Like, honestly, I'm not full of life when I'm in a relationship, I feel. I was going to ask you, actually, what do you think? Because you're my friend. Like, you've seen me in every situation. Qu'est-ce que toi tu vois?
Que toi,
en couple versus single.
Je trouve, pour de vrai, I feel like you're always a light. I really feel like you're always a light.
Really?
Genre, je vais pas trop donner de power to these niggas. Comme, I really feel like t'es toujours comme titi, fun to be around. Like, you got joke, you got conversation, tu mets tout le monde à l'aise. Like you're the sun. Genre, everybody revolve around you. Mais j'ai vraiment vu la différence. I feel like this summer, it was so striking. J'étais comme, ah, OK.
No, this summer 22 is something else.
J'étais comme, ah, OK, ouais, non. Parce que même, c'est bizarre à dire, mais même tes pics IG. Non,
they be eating, Loki.
Tout d'un coup, like, they hit more. Elle est plus consistante. Like, she's out there.
Yeah.
Puis c'est comme, tu sais, moi, je sors, puis les gens sont comme, oh, yo, j'ai vu Titi, non. Comme, c'est vraiment, like, OK, comme t'es là, genre, t'es là. Comme, juste, comme, pour de vrai, je trouve que t'es toujours, to me, you're always pleasant to be around. Mais là, c'était, je suis comme, ah, OK, c'est un boulet, là.
Yeah,
Mais je voulais te demander, c'est quand t'as réalisé que t'étais comme, oh, shit, I'm genre, je suis différente, comme I'm drowning right now.
Yo, honestly, I just feel like I'll... Tu sais, c'est comme... Moi, I'm a Pisces. I'm an emotional person. I cry. But when it gets to the point where, like, I'm crying and the nigga didn't even do anything yet... That's when I'm like, girl, it's time to go.
Oui.
It's just, I'm like, and I remember, I met this girl. That was the first time we met, okay? And I was like in that relationship. And it was when it was going really bad. Because the last few months were really bad, to be honest. So I was just not happy. I was just not in a good mood. I was bitchy. And then when I met her, I was so unpleasant. I didn't even give a shit. And then when I saw her again in the summer and like at a barbecue, and I was like, oh my God, hey girl, what's up? Let's take shots. And she was like, Tsitsi, I'm really sorry. I thought you hated me. Like, I was like, no girl, this nigga was stressing me out. Like, it's not even that. And that's when I realized, I was like, no, like I'm such a sociable person. I'm a people person. And actually, I started to realize that I was not really in a situation that served me when I was no longer a people person, when I was around people, when we were around people together. I would just kind of like let you lead, puis j'allais juste vraiment être comme silencieuse ou quiet et tout, because I just didn't really feel, I wasn't myself. And I don't want to even give power to the men like that. It's just, I was not in a situation that served me. It's not even just it's just last situation. It did not serve me. It did not allow me to shine. So for me, I feel like based on the relationships that I've experienced, I'm always my best self when I'm single. Like, I think back on like, tu sais, moi, j'ai eu des bons Valentine's Day, j'ai eu des balloons, j'ai eu des trucs, rose petals on the floor, but my favorite Valentine's Day ever will always be the one that I was single and I ordered fucking sushi and I fucking masturbated all day. That was my favorite, you know? C'est comme, I feel like I'm always my best self when I'm single for some reason. And yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So là, la dernière question, c'est what do you seek in a partner? Est-ce que les demandes que tu as maintenant sont différentes de celles en 2019?
Not that much, to be honest. I remember the episode when that weird.
I remember the episode
that I listened to like 2 days ago. That I was, when we were describing our type, like I said my type is someone that is socially conscious. Like, I like guys that are, you know, pro-Black, that have strong opinions. I like guys that are laid back and quiet and, you know, don't really seek attention. They kind of just command that attention. My type has not changed, and I can actually. Bro, let's not.
Elle a dit, elle veut le leader du groupe.
Let's not. Yeah, the niggas got mad at that. Mais tu sais quoi? Pour de vrai, il y a toujours un leader.
Okay.
Back. No, I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna say but there's always a Oscar. But my type has not changed that much. I still need that, and I feel like I said that because that's all I've ever known. I've always dated guys that are very laid back et tout ça until like my latest relationship, which was completely the opposite of what I usually ask for.
C'est vrai.
Yo, c'est le contraire, genre. C'est le contraire, and I think that relationship confirmed to me that.
C'est ce que j'allais dire. Est-ce que ça a réaffirmé que
ça a réaffirmé que comme. Puis
ouais.
It doesn't remove from the person. It's just like it's a compatibility thing. Moi, je suis mieux faite pour être avec quelqu'un qui est comme calme et réservé, and that's not in the mix, and that just, you know, it's not in people's faces. They just as that, and I really do like guys that are socially conscious and, you know, into politically, you know. So no, my type hasn't changed. If anything, it's even stronger in that now that I've explored other things. I'm like, you know what, I think that's more my lane, and I think that's where I prefer to stay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, consistent bitch.
You know? Yeah.
Okay, maintenant qu'on est revenu sur les cringy ass episode, c'est déjà mieux. Pour de vrai, je nous ai entendu, je suis comme wow. Tellement de growth, tellement meilleur. Okay. Maintenant, on va vraiment rentrer dans la discussion de c'est quoi l'amour. Même, je m'entends parler, je suis comme hey, motivational speaker.
What is love?
What is love? Mais vraiment, comme je l'ai dit, cet épisode-là est vraiment basé sur les écrits de Bell Hooks. So, spécifiquement, son livre All About Love, où elle parle vraiment de sa recherche pour like, l'amour, le vrai, like true love. Comme, elle parle du fait que she was always someone interested by love, was seeking love. Puis elle dit souvent, quand j'en parle aux gens autour de moi, elle was like, you're delusional, t'es pas sérieuse, and everything. On s'entend, Bell Hooks, c'est quelqu'un qui était vraiment connu, puis qui a donné beaucoup de conférences, beaucoup... qui a parlé devant des audiences souvent, puis elle dit qu'elle revenait toujours au sujet de comme love, like what is love, like why is it so necessary, like not only in your everyday life but in the community, ou comme à chaque fois qu'on parle de social justice movement, love has to be the baseline. Puis elle dit qu'à chaque fois qu'elle le mentionne, à chaque fois qu'elle en parle, elle dit que comme il y a un cynisme, like even like, especially from young people being like de quoi tu parles, we're not down with that, c'est quoi le rapport, basically. Elle dit qu'on vit dans une culture où on parle pas beaucoup d'amour, on parle de désirer être aimé, ou même genre what love did to us, like how it like hurt us, mais jamais de genre love as a concept, like what it is. Puis elle a dit que ce serait vraiment plus facile de parler d'amour si on avait une définition. Puis puis c'est ça que qu'on veut faire dans cet épisode, starting from a baseline, pour que après le reste de l'épisode, si moi and the whole audience and Chris, on soit sur la même longueur d'onde. Chris est derrière les caméras. On soit sur la même longueur d'onde. Puis que comme on lead avec ça. En tout cas, si vous retournez au cringy ass episode, we did talk about love parce que j'avais une opinion.
I think that was the most relevant part of the episode.
Ouais, I think it was actually relevant. Tu m'écoutes parler, j'ai pas vraiment de structure et j'ai pas vraiment de ligne directrice, parce que Titi elle était comme what is love, là je suis comme what is love, en tout cas pendant comme 15 minutes je suis comme oh girl please come gather your thoughts. What is love. Mais j'avais parlé du fait que je trouve que quand on parle d'amour, it's really comme c'est pas très tangible ni clair, et qu'on parle beaucoup d'amour like being a feeling. Et I was like love is to me is more a commitment, it's an action you choose to love. I was not so far off. I was actually not so far off, parce que dans sa définition, Bell Hooks parle beaucoup de genre, quand on parle de l'amour, on parle de l'amour comme un nom, but it would help us more as a community, as a society, to talk about love as a verb, comme une action, donc l'action d'aimer. So elle se base sur la définition de un psychiatriste qui s'appelle Scott Peck. Et sa définition, ok, dites-vous que la définition qui est donnée remonte à genre 1978. So Scott Peck a écrit un livre, and he had a definition of love, 1978. Le livre de Bell Hooks, All About Love, a été released in 1999. So c'est comme on est dans ces périodes-là, puis je trouve que c'est encore très relevant. So je vais juste lire la définition. So love is the will to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Love is as love does. Love is an act of will, namely both an intention and an action. Will also implies choice. We do not have to love, we choose to love. J'aime vraiment quand ils disent love is as love does, que ça renforce vraiment que l'amour c'est une action, c'est un choix. Quand on parle d'amour, on parle souvent de feelings. Puis, ils font comme Bell Hooks fait une grosse différence entre amour et le feeling. Elle appelle ça catexis. Catexis, hey. Yeah. Catexis. Yeah. J'ai cherché, j'ai fait traduction française.
They don't have it.
Non, ils ont dit investissement. J'étais comme, that's not. Yeah. So,
I wonder what they're going to put it as dans la version française.
J'ai hâte de voir. J'ai hâte de voir. Dans le fond, ils vont sortir une version française de ce livre. And I think I'm going to buy it just to see what word they use. So, elle dit qu'il y a catexis and love. So, love, aussi, c'est ça, c'est la définition de Scott Peck, celle que je viens de lire. But also, est-ce que tu as la définition?
Oui.
Yeah.
That's what she says in the book, okay? About what we often feel and what we think we feel when we say we're in love is actually cathexis. And Bell Hooks says, when we feel deeply drawn to someone, we cathect them. That is, we invest feelings or emotion in them. That process of investment wherein a loved one becomes important to us is called cathexis. In his book, Peck rightly emphasizes that most of us confuse cathecting with loving. We all know how often individuals of cathecting insist that they love the other person, even if they are hurting or neglecting them, since their feeling is that of cathexis, they insist that what they feel is love. When we understand love as the will to nurture our own and another's spiritual growth, it becomes clear that we cannot claim love if we are hurtful and abusive. Period. Like, we can end the episode right there.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. That's it. Thanks, Bell Hooks.
Non, mais ce que j'aime vraiment dans la définition, c'est le fait que aimer est un choix et aimer est une action. Puis ça, je trouve que ça enlève tellement de confusion. Mm-hmm. Parce que souvent, quand on dit « Oh, j'aime cette personne, je ne peux pas m'en empêcher. Mm-hmm. » No. At all. Action has to follow the intention. Comme ils disent que c'est vraiment clair, l'amour, c'est une intention, mais c'est aussi une action. Fait que si on... Et penser à ça m'a fait repenser à comme all the... comme relationship that I had with niggas. Puis comme I've never been loved by a man before. C'est genre, tu vas vraiment à cette conclusion, I've never been loved by a man before. Puis quand Bell Hooks parle de l'amour aussi, elle parle même du cocon familial parce qu'elle est comme, love has to include care, affection, recognition, respect, commitment, trust, and open communication. All of that. Pas juste un, pas deux.
Yeah.
Pas comme 3, tout ça. Puis elle dit, même elle a dû revoir, quand elle a trouvé cette définition de l'amour, elle a dû revoir ses relations même avec sa famille, parce qu'elle était comme, elle a dit, j'avais de la difficulté à dire que comme, my family didn't love me, mais comme Titi a dit, love and abuse cannot coexist.
It can't.
Love and abuse sont des opposés. Fait que c'est comme, if there was abuse, like, ce qu'elle dit, c'est genre, verbal abuse, physical abuse in your family, like I learned to accept that yes, there was care, yes, there was attention, sometimes there was respect, mais it was dysfunctional parce que tous les critères étaient pas présents. So she had to like come to terms with that. Fait que vraiment, j'aime que cette définition-là fait qu'on revoit puis qu'on analyse les relations qu'on a avec les personnes. Puis quand on parle de relations de couple, I was like, yeah, I've never been loved by a nigga before.
No, man, c'est for real. And you know, what I really love about Bell Hooks is her explaining how it's like falling in love is not a thing. Mm-hmm. Like you cannot fall in love. And we say this and it's very romantic. It's very Disney movie. Like I fell in love, like immediately. And one thing about me, I be throwing that L word, like, I be saying that shit. Yo, I be after a first date, I'm like 100% in love with this guy. I do that, you know? But the thing with how Bell Hooks explains falling in love, we can't make it seem as if it's this mystical feeling that just overwhelms us, like falling in a hole, like you just can't help it. You just fell, like it's right there. It's an accident and you have no control over it, because us speaking about love in that sense absolves us from any responsibility, any accountability, any act of commitment and will and desire. Every single day that you wake up, you choose and you decide that I will love that person despite how I'm feeling, despite if I'm feeling like shit, despite what you're feeling. If you're being a bitch today, I decide every single day. It's a verb and it's an action that takes a lot. And Bell Hooks was explaining how if we genuinely took the time to understand, because we tend to really be sure on what our needs are versus what we can actually provide the other person based on what their needs are. And if we really, really took the time to be like, okay, what is it that you need? How is it that I can help you? Like, what can I do to love you better? A lot of us would realize that maybe we don't have the capability of doing that for that person, just in terms of like compatibility, what we can offer at the time. If we took the time to remove ourselves from that situation early on, that would prevent us from being in these loveless situations. Tu sais, c'est comme, non, je comprends ce que tu me demandes, je peux pas te donner ça présentement. Ouais. I'm going to remove myself from that. But we don't take the time to look at these things, and we immediately just use the word love and throw the word love. And All About Love by Bell Hooks. I read this book when I was 18. I was dealing with this nigga. I was so mean to him. To this day, I'm really sure like a lot of the shit that I've dealt with niggas is like fucking karma, bro. I swear to God. But anyways, I was dealing with this guy vraiment par rapport. It's just a little thing, whatever. Quand j'avais 18, j'avais lu ce livre. And when I broke up with my first like real boyfriend, and I was in like my super healing journey, like reading all these books and everything. I was reading feminist books, feminist articles. I refused to read freaking All About Love because I knew that if I read that book, Bell Hooks will call me out on this nigga didn't love you, and I just was not ready to accept it. And even after my recent relationship, I was like, I'm not reading this book. But since we're doing this episode, I had to read it, and I was like, okay, bitch, let's come to terms. Let's be real. But it was not even on some slap in the face shit. It was really on some, this is the reality of it. I have not been loved either. Comme toi tu dis, genre, these niggas never loved you. These niggas never loved me. And I'm not saying this in a sense of like when they were saying that they love me, that they didn't genuinely think that they did. I'm pretty sure they did think that. Like, I'm pretty sure they, like, the guys I was with, I don't think they were bullshitting when they're like, I love you. I think they thought that they loved me too. But when you're looking at the definition, they cathected me.
What?
That's what it is. It's
what?
That intense feeling. It's that, like, you have invested your emotions into me. You have invested a lot of, like I mean something to you. You cathect me. There's a lot of intensity. There's a lot of passion. My relationships tend to be very, very intense, very passionate, very quick. And I think that's what we confuse it with rather than love, because there's no way that you love me and I'm crying every freaking 2 business days, my nigga. Like, it's not what it is. And like Bell Hooks said, hurts, neglect, abuse, and I don't want to say every single guy abused me, by the way, but I'm just saying all of that love cannot coexist in that environment.
Mais c'est fou parce que c'est actually qu'est-ce qu'on dit, like working like in a women's shelter with women qui sortent de abusive, like physically abusive like relationship où comme les gars ils ont abusé physiquement mais aussi like are following them around. On leur dit souvent ça que comme like they're like et même et tout, like tu sais il y a des up and down, puis des fois il y a des up puis c'est juste comme they really love me, puis on est comme mais they cannot love you and hurt you. Mais that's not, it doesn't only have to be physical, it can be mental, it can be like financially, genre si quelqu'un t'aime, si cette personne ne va pas te blesser, le fait qu'elle dit ces deux opposés, it's really, I feel like it really, really stuck. Puis elle parle du fait aussi que another thing that you can say quand tu sais cathexis, hey.
Yeah.
Cathexis.
I went to see like how do you pronounce the word.
Okay.
So it's cathexis.
Cathexis, elle a dit une autre affaire aussi qu'on peut dire, c'est tu vis, elle dit parce que c'est vrai que des fois tu rencontres quelqu'un puis t'es vraiment attiré par la personne puis and you feel like wow, like this is destiny et tout. Elle appelle ça aussi perfect passion because it's the feeling puis c'est vraiment fort puis elle est comme it's real, it is there, puis elle est comme comment, how would like our world would be different si on changeait notre langage.
I have the freaking quote right
here.
I have it because it was so good.
Go ahead.
It was so good. How different things might be if rather than saying, I think I'm in love, we were saying, I've connected with someone in a way that makes me think I'm on the way to knowing love. Or instead of saying, I am in love, we say, I am loving or I will love. Our patterns around romantic love are likely to change if we do not change our language. And this called me out so fucking much because I genuinely do believe that I loved every guy I was with, like truly. But I've said that I loved them at a time where I really didn't. I just be wrapped up in this shit. Parce que one thing about me, I'll be like, I love you. Yo, moi, je suis fucking intense. Ça, je m'en fous.
Non, c'est quelque chose que j'aime.
I say
non,
that
moi aussi, je le dis.
like, no, like, pour de vrai, every guy I've been with, within the first freaking 3 weeks, I'm like, yo, I'm in love with you.
Mais moi, je pensais toujours que je disais un bail sérieux quand je disais je t'aime.
Moi aussi.
Even with like guys that I'm not in a relationship with,
I love you.
Je disais je t'aime, j'étais comme, let me tell you why. J'étais vraiment deadass. J'étais très deadass. Là, ben là, c'est like, bitch, slow the fuck down.
Yo, I swear, yo, moi, bro, let me tell you something. Moi, je m'en fous, là. Let me tell you something. Every time I told a nigga I loved him, I ended up tearing up. I swear to God, 3 weeks in, I'm like, I swear to God. I'd be crazy with these words. Like I just be saying anything. But in the moment, je te jure, I really feel like I'm like, yo, it can't be. Like this can't be. I remember after like all of my relationships, I've had the best first dates. Like one thing about me, I have really great first dates, 10 out of 10. And I remember each one, I went home and I'm like, yo, this is love of my life. Like, I swear to God, I swear to fucking everything I love. Like, this guy's gonna freaking be my husband. I'm so intense with it. And I be saying it so early, like, I love you. And I have no fucking clue what you're really about. Like, I have no clue.
Moi, je veux juste le dire and I want you to know que comme I mean it.
Yeah, but I do eventually end up meaning it. But I know that in that moment, though.
C'est pas une joke.
No, I really, like, bro, I'm so
joking.
serious with it. But I know that based on bell hooks, I'd just be saying anything. But je te jure, I'm crying. I'm like, yo, I really need you to understand. Like,
yo, okay. Another thing que je veux vraiment souligner, je trouve que on parle pas, on a dit au début, on parle pas d'amour in our society as a whole. Mais on parle beaucoup de relations, though. Mm-hmm. We talk a lot about relationship. A lot. Comme every day, every minute, un podcast sur la relation et tout, ça sort. Puis, what is relationship? And it's going to create a debate every time.
Yeah.
Like, no mess. Mais, and souvent, quand on parle de relation, there's this thing like, oh, men are like this. They need this. Like, women are like that. They need that. Puis, souvent, ce qu'on dit, c'est que comme, women need to be submissive to a man, or when a woman is really in love, she will submit to a man. Et ça m'a toujours trigger, comme c'est quelque chose qui m'a toujours trigger. Et c'est pas trigger en somme. On dirait que les gens, quand je dis que ça me trigger, ils pensent que comme, tu veux juste pas comme servir une autre personne. I love doing things for others. I love doing things for my friends. I love doing things for my mother. I love doing things for my father. Mais l'idée de submission, je suis comme, why would you comme want someone else to submit to you? Là, genre, c'est quoi cette option? Like, where does that come from? And un autre truc que j'apprécie beaucoup avec Bell Hooks, c'est qu'elle dit que comme, like, power and love cannot coexist. Like, domination and love. Elle dit, si, if you're seeking domination, you're not seeking love, and there's no comme love in it. Puis elle a dit, we call it love, mais il faut comprendre que notre point de vue et notre idée de ce que c'est quoi l'amour est une idée patriarcale. It's the patriarchal way of like, this is love, and it's a definition that serves patriarchy. So it serves patriarchy to tell women like you need to be submissive to be worthy of love. Like, or when you really will love a man, you will become naturally submissive. Il y a beaucoup de filles qui disent ça. I'm naturally submissive. Like, are you submissive or are you oppressed? J'ai vraiment besoin que comme you sit with that like a lot.
Yeah.
Puis puis on dit ça souvent genre we're naturally nurturing, more like motherly, etc. No, patriarchy train you to be like that.
Yeah.
They train you to care for a man. Like, we are trained to be like that. C'est pour ça que même l'idée que comme women are not naturally better people. We're literally
socialized. Like, we're socialized.
On est socialized to care, to be like. Oh, c'est pour ça que je disais au début, j'avais vraiment difficulté avant de comme just cut off someone parce que je suis comme, is it my fault? Genre, on a toujours cette idée de comme, was I mean at that moment?
Yeah.
Comme, est-ce que j'aurais pu être plus understanding? And this is a condition.
Yeah.
It's a condition. Je sais pas si, I remember, tu sais, Shanburi is like a sexologist, like on, comme YouTube, puis j'écoutais son podcast, puis elle avait un podcast avec Jazz.
I heard. Did you listen to it in full?
Full.
Oh my fucking
J'ai écouté
gosh, that
tout
was
l'épisode.
So crazy. That episode was nuts.
J'ai écouté tout l'épisode.
She's such a victim.
Ouais, parce que je connais Jazz. Parce que I remember watching her stuff.
I would have never thought
years
this
ago.
I would have never thought this.
En plus, c'est
low-key
deux Canadiennes là. So I remember watching. Est-ce que Jazz est canadienne? Je dis n'importe quoi. But Shan is.
Yeah.
Mais I remember watching her stuff years ago. Puis tu sais, elle parlait de genre, yes, I'm a submissive. Puis elle expliquait. Et vous voyez dans son explication, she was not even talking about other women. She was specifically talking about herself. Like, this is how I am. This is what I do. I serve my man. I have to think before he thinks. Je fais sa boîte à lunch et tout. And I was not mad at her. I was just like, baby girl, are you okay?
No, she's
Là,
not.
j'étais vraiment en train de
she's not.
Est-ce que t'es correct, genre?
Non, elle parle de comment her man likes freaking to do anal and she doesn't like it, but she still does it for him.
Ouais.
That's another level.
Ouais. And même at some point, Sean était comme, okay, but what does he do for you? Elle a tellement bug.
Elle a rien dit de sérieux après ça, because it's like,
Elle a tellement bug.
but you're not being submissive. You're literally dominant,
Oui,
actually.
c'est ça. Fait que j'étais juste comme, puis il y avait, tu sais, of course, it went viral, puis les gens avaient like, oh, she's dumb, mais je suis juste comme, yo, elle est prisonnière là, and she's
100%.
not okay.
100%.
Elle a même avoué que comme, il y avait, que genre, she saw her mom being like that et tout, puis que comme, it stuck with her et tout. J'ai écouté the full thing, et j'étais sincèrement inquiète.
Yeah.
J'étais comme, she's not okay. Yeah. Puis je trouve que quand on parle de we're nurtured, like, comme, are you nurtured? Like, est-ce que t'es naturellement douce, submissive, or are you freaking oppressed?
But sometimes it's just, it's not even, you're just lying.
Ouais.
I think that can get us to our next point of dishonesty. Love is a verb.
Love is a verb.
Love is a verb, not a noun. It's an action, not a feeling. But love is also honesty. And Bell Hooks says that as well. One thing that she says is choosing to be honest is the first step in the process of love. There is no practitioner of love who deceives. Once the choice has been made to be honest, then the next step on love's path is communication. And by the way, if it's not already clear, we're obviously talking about heterosexual relationships.
Ouais.
Like,
so,
if we have not...
C'est vraiment important.
Like, let's specify this. We are 100% talking about men and women, heterosexual relationships. Okay. So, when we're talking about honesty, both groups lie a lot. Both groups lie, and based on Bell Hooks' definition on love, we cannot nurture the love if it's based off of deceit. But unfortunately, for the most part, both groups will lie, and both groups will lie different ways and for different reasons. But at the end of the day, it's a question of exerting dominance, exerting power. And a lot of times, Bell Hooks explains how women will often lie and pretend to be powerless in order to allow the man to feel powerful and to feel like a man. And we see that all the time. We see that in the dating advice that we'll get. You know, ladies, make sure, you know, sometimes give your man a jar, tell him to open it for you, even if you can't, even if you can't open it, just to make him feel, you know, useful, like, make him feel like a man and things like that. You will lie and make yourself look like this dumbass bitch when you're not, just so he can feel like that man. Because we subconsciously we understand that in heterosexual relationships there needs to be a power imbalance, a power dynamic, and we understand who needs to be in power. So subconsciously we do these things. We'll lie, we'll pretend to need more help than we do, we'll pretend to be more helpless than we are in order to allow you to exert this dominance, because we believe that in order for a relationship to be fruitful, you need to feel like that man in charge, you need to feel like that man in power, and we're going to comply because we are conditioned to, your life goal as a woman is to find a partner, find a man. So do whatever you can to keep a man, and this is part of these tactics. And we see this all the fucking time. Pretend like, and women, I've been seeing this surge of like women on social media, like content creators, like posting their like daily vlogs, like crazy content creators that are putting up like 5-6 videos per day telling us, yeah, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm like, no, babe, you're the breadwinner. You're the breadwinner. Like, you're the breadwinner. You're the one with you have 1 million followers. You're busting your ass, collabs, sponsorships, brand deals, but you're going to say you're a stay-at-home mom just to make your man feel like he's doing something. When it's like, you're paying the bills. Like, you're paying the bills. You're paying the bills. You know, things like that. We lie in that sense. Women, we will also lie. We'll lie in different ways in order to keep a man. There's this, we hear women giving this advice all the time as to, you know, don't tell a guy like your past traumas. Like, don't tell a guy I've been done dirty by my ex. Don't tell a guy if you've been cheated on. Don't tell a guy if you've been done this, and that, because they're going to use it against you. So you have to already enter the relationship being completely dishonest and pretend that you've always had it good, just to make sure that he's not going to treat you worse.
Je me souviens, il y avait un trend on TikTok. This girl was like, y'all won't like what I have to say, la la la, but like you're dumb
j'ai vu celle-là.
if you've been played because you told everything from the get-go, that's there, and I'm like they trigger, puis like what do you seek for, and and of course he's gonna abuse you, of course you have to play the game, puis c'était devenu un discours là, il y avait plein de stitch like she's right, puis j'étais comme oh my god, même without like reading anything, j'étais comme this is really intense.
It's intense.
This is really intense, puis c'est vraiment bizarre de dire à la personne qui a été honnête from the get-go, oh, you're in the wrong parce que tu lui as donné toutes tes cartes, and like now he's playing you cannot be surprised. Yeah. C'est très bizarre, je trouve, comme formulation as a whole. Mais quand en plus on parle de, encore une fois, la définition de bell hooks of like what is love, puis il y a honesty. You're never wrong for being honest.
Never.
You're never wrong for
and
being honest.
And if he's going to use that against you, then c'est comme, I understand where these women are coming from because they've experienced it. They're talking from experience. Guys have used that against them, and I'm definitely not surprised. But one thing about me, I'm gonna tell you all the shit that happened. One thing about me, I'm gonna keep it so fucking real. No, my ex was a piece of shit. My ex did this, my ex did that. No, you're opening doors for me. My ex never did that. What's wrong, fool? I'm gonna keep it so real because what do I prefer to go into it all real, and then if you want to do me dirty, then you do me dirty. Je vais bounce. But I prefer to be in it in my full truth. That's what I prefer, to be honest. And you know, again, women will lie by hiding certain boundaries that they have, everyone wants to be the cool girlfriend, right? The chill girl that like,
that's so not
yo,
me.
Me and my man look at other women's asses together. Girl, please.
Pour de vrai, ma vie a changé. Je l'ai dit en plus, ma vie a changé quand quelqu'un a dit, like, you're always looking to, like, other girls with your man. Mais pourquoi, like y'all not looking to
other
guys
niggas together
with your man?
One thing about me,
ça a changé ma vie.
Thing about me, I'm not a cool girlfriend. I'm not a cool girlfriend. I'm not the cool chick. Moi, je suis pas, non. See,
Baby
I
boy,
suck.
I'm anxious. I am anxious.
I'm not gonna fucking pretend. Because there's a lot of cool girls out there. Y'a plein de femmes chill. Like, they're gonna go to the strip club with you.
Pas chill.
I'm not chill.
Je pleure trop
I'm
pour
a
chill.
fucking, no, I'm a stress. I'm not with that. So it could, but that's the thing is like we lie and we pretend to be okay with certain things, all to not seem too difficult. Because again, as a woman, and I understand because we're really conditioned through patriarchy, your ultimate goal, whatever you have, whatever success you have, whatever status you have, you will never be looked at as a true valuable woman if you're not partnered. And look at fucking Tracy Ellis Ross. She was just on an interview. She did an interview with Kevin Hart not long ago.
No.
And he was asking her like, why aren't you married? Why don't you have? And I'm like, my nigga, it's Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, look at her track record. Look at what she's accomplished. She is a successful Black woman. She has everything going for her. Yet we are still gonna look at her as like, poor thing. You don't have. You're not married, and you're like over 50.
Tu la vois, puis tu sais, like clearly is a choice. Like you see her,
she don't got options now. Arrête. So I'm just like, and I understand that. That's why we try so hard to be partnered. That we're just gonna put up with anything. Fuck it. Like, no, it doesn't bother me. Yes, you can go do whatever you want. C'est chill. Go like naked bitches pictures all the time. I'll like them with you. Moi, je peux pas être cette femme-là. Malheureusement, je peux pas être cette femme-là. But, and when it comes to dishonesty with men, it's easier. Bell Hooks explains that it's easier for men to lie because under patriarchy, men are conditioned to divorce themselves from their feelings. Mm-hmm. It's a more natural thing because, again, and a lot of times men are conditioned to lie in these relationships, and the lies would be to not be honest with their emotions, with their needs, with their desires, with their, you know, if you're going through shit, if you're not going through shit, because all of that requires for you to be in touch with your emotions, for you to be in touch with your more vulnerable side, and that equates to feminine traits, and it doesn't align with patriarchy's idea of masculinity. And a lot of men lie and pretend to be these hyper masculine beings that they are not, but they have to be in order to fall into the standards of patriarchy. And a lot of women go through that. Why don't you talk to me? Why don't you tell me what's bothering you? Why don't you tell me if you're going through shit, what's on your mind? They've not been conditioned to speak, therefore they will lie and say that everything is good. And then it comes to the detriment of the relationship because you don't know how to please your man. You don't know what to do. You don't know if you're doing something right. You don't know if you're doing something wrong. All you know is that the nigga's energy gonna be different.
There's something that I read. Yo, je flippe mes pages. J'ai tellement écrit, guys, mais I read Communion, so The Female Search for Love, still by Bell Hooks. Puis she's talking about the fact that men don't talk. Et puis elle a dit quelque chose qui était vraiment comme really shocked me. Parce qu'elle a dit, do you really want to know what they have to say? In the sense that if they're conditioned to be like this tool, like for patriarchy, etc., so c'est comme leurs pensées vont être sexistes, misogynistiques, and won't please us. Comme on va pas nécessairement entendre what we want to hear. Puis je vais pas trop rentrer là-dedans, but we see it right now quand on voit like men with podcasts, men with like mic. On va rentrer là-dedans. Like we don't like what they comme ce qu'ils ont à dire trigger us so fucking much. Do you really want to know what your man has to say?
But sometimes I do, though.
Do you?
But sometimes I do.
Parce qu'elle a dit...
Parce que pourquoi t'es stank? Comme, qu'est-ce qu'il y a, genre? Comme, qu'est-ce qu'il y a? On était juste good. Like, t'as quoi?
Elle parle souvent de comme son first, like, long-term partnership with a man, like, that lasted 15 years. Puis je pense qu'ils sont comme, they went to therapy together. Puis he was like, every time I say what I really feels like, you're getting mad. Like, you're actually upset. And I think this is something that we have to, like, think. But she was even, like, I think men understand more than women that we're really not trying to hear what they have to say. We're going to get upset parce que c'est comme, and their silence keep patriarchy alive. But elle a dit, c'est pour ça que les hommes les plus charismatiques lie a lot.
Yeah.
Because they say what women wants to hear,
yeah,
but not necessarily what they thinking.
Yeah.
So that was like...
yeah. But like, no, pour de vrai. And like Bell Hooks said, we often leave these romantic relationships confused because it's based off of deceit. It's based off of lies. Like, we've all experienced it. A guy will act a certain way in the beginning and then just show their true colors once they got you. I've always experienced that with guys. All of a sudden, you know, you big money, and then on est ensemble, puis y a rien. Comme shit like that, or or you know, random shit. Like, it's just, you know, I've experienced that a lot, and it's these. And is it always coming from an evil place? I don't even think it's always. I don't think so. Like, I'm saying this, puis on rit et tout, but I really don't even think it's coming from like, yo, let me fuck. It could. It could. You're a piece of shit. But it's also coming from a place of, in order for you to understand your limitations as to, I understand what your needs are, because women were more conditioned to be able to speak up and talk. And like, say, on va dire, you know, these are my boundaries. This is what I want from a partner. This is what I don't want. We explain that very well. We tend to be very clear in that. And if a man aligns with that in the beginning and then starts to bullshit at the end, I feel like it's just them not taking the time to sit down with what you said and be like, you know what, where I'm at in my life right now, I'm unable to give you that. But in order for you to say that, you need to do a lot of self-reflection, and that requires a lot of emotional intelligence, and that's something that men are not conditioned to really have properly. So for you to sit down and be like, you know what, no, like, I can't give you the words of affirmations that you're looking for. I'm not able to do that. That is going to require a lot of emotional work that men are just not conditioned to do. So instead, they're going to be like, all right, I'm up for the challenge. But then you see slowly that you've been capping. You can't. And I've experienced that way too many times when it comes to guys. It's just like, okay, comme, c'est quoi le rapport? Au début, t'étais comme ça, maintenant t'es plus comme ça. What changed? But what changed is that you can't keep that up. From jump, you couldn't have done it. But it was a lie. And it's not even sometimes an intentional lie, but you are lying, you know?
Moi, j'ai une question.
Ouais.
Est-ce que t'es psy?
Bro?
Bois un peu.
Vie de ma mère.
Parce que depuis tout à l'heure, je te vois, je suis comme...
Non. Moi, c'est pour ça que j'ai fucking re-up ton verre, parce que je suis comme, bro, on dirait que tu comprends pas, là. Mais anyways, that's when it comes to lying. Have you been in a situation where you see a guy being so one way, and then once you start dealing with him, you think, what the fuck?
Toujours.
Ouais.
Je pense pas que I don't think that... Ma tête tourne. Mais je pense pas que c'est arrivé une fois où I was not like deceived, genre.
C'est tellement
je pensais que you were one way and you were not. Et je pense que comme on peut rentrer like in the next point par rapport à like friendship, like, tu sais, quand on parle de true, quand j'ai lu la définition de What is Love by Bell Hooks, I was like, yeah, these niggas never loved me. Mais ça m'a réaffirmé que comme I did experience this with my friends.
Right.
110%. Genre, parce que quand on parle de grow like spiritually, on parle de body, mind, soul. Et je suis comme, definitely my friend. Puis je l'ai vu comme post-pandemic. Je sais, a lot of friendship broke. Even I cut some people off, like friendship-wise. But the one that stayed were like the bond is like stronger than ever. And I really do feel, je peux te nommer chaque, like any one of my friends et parle de comme how they contribute to my growth spiritually, like really my growth, like how every day they made action to make me grow and how I made action to make them grow. Et c'est pas comme, it's not on some like we're perfect. Genre, I had friends like telling me, you're not being a good friend right now for XYZ reason. Et j'ai dû comme reflect and be like, I'm not being a good friend, but I do love them.
Yeah.
So I made the effort to be better and they did the same. Puis, tu sais, on parle un peu de, tu sais, on a eu une conversation. I remember we had a conversation about like, you know, you're a little thick with niggas.
Yeah.
Comme t'es un peu genre.
Yeah.
Yo, je sais pas comment dire ça. T'es un peu plus sick.
What?
Comme, tu sais, des affaires, comme je parle pas comme ça.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Je comprends ce que tu veux dire.
On est un peu fake. Puis, je pense que it comes with the like lying part. Parce que to please and be desirable and like put out. But like my friend, he saw me at my worst day. Puis pour de vrai, je suis pas toujours gentille. Comme, to keep it 100, je suis pas toujours gentille.
Ouais.
J'ai beaucoup de outbursts. I be crying a lot. Je raise my voice and like through it all. I had a friend like seeing me in that way and be like, Beck, it's okay.
Mais pour de vrai, Beck, you're such an amazing friend.
Thank you.
Non, je suis tellement sérieuse. Puis c'est même pas parce que je suis un peu tipsy. I swear to God. But I tell you this all the time. Yo, the reason why Beck and I click so good is because we have the same love language. So c'est lit.
Non, c'est vrai. C'est vrai. 100%.
Words of affirmation.
C'est fucking lit.
We be just praising each other every fucking day. Like, yo, t'es trop dope.
A nigga couldn't.
Like,
pour
non,
vrai.
comme pour de vrai, là, c'est fou. Comme, whenever I wasn't getting my words of affirmation from niggas, I just be like, Beck, comme, yo, t'es ça. So je suis comme, yes! No, but honestly, when you look at when you look at Bell Hooks' definition on love is a combination of care, commitment, knowledge, respect, responsibility, respect, and trust. I literally have that with my friends. Like, I literally have that with my friends, and I've never had all of this with a man before. And what really sucks is under patriarchy, women are socialized to not prioritize friendships at all. Like, it doesn't really matter if you're a trash friend. That's not the goal. The goal is to find a partner. The goal is to find a man. And as a heterosexual woman in the patriarchal society that we live in, that's why friendships are looked at as such a secondary thing. And it's really easy to be wrapped up in that. But for me, I really got to figure this out during my first relationship when I completely neglected my friendships, I feel. And I was still there, but I wasn't really there. And I really made the relationship my whole world. And when it ended, I was like, no, like, these bitches got my back. I remember, like, during my breakup, I stayed with Nas for like 2 weeks. And she freaking, if it wasn't for her, I'd still be with that fucking dickhead. I remember that the day I broke up with him for good, il était comme, viens chez moi. I was about to go, puis Nas m'a regardé comme, Titi, tu vas vraiment y aller? And I was like, shit, non, je vais pas y aller. And then that's it. I never saw his face again, you know? Like, my girls, like, tu sais, c'est comme, mes amis sont là. Genre, Beck, I cannot even tell you how much of a better person I am parce que je suis ton amie, genre. Comme, je veux même pas rentrer dans ça. Comme... No, but honestly, and I feel like more women would have that if we really took the time to not look at romantic love as the end-all be-all. Because the love that I received, like the most honest form of love that I've received was from my family and friends.
Right.
To this day, my friends have never hurt me. My friends, like, obviously I've had friends that did me dirty, but that's why you get cut off. But like the friends that I do have, thankfully, is just, especially right now, I feel like I am so well surrounded.
Ouais, moi aussi.
Comme right now,
Comme
bitch,
je suis solide.
je suis tellement good. So
Je suis solide.
like, that's why my second time around, after like, I really made sure, like, je trouve pas que je me suis perdue dans cette relation comme ça. Je trouve juste que I really was really depressed for like 2 months dans la relation. But after that, j'étais blessed, tu comprends? Because I really made sure I kept my friendships alive. Like, my friends were everything. J'allais voir mes amis autant de fois que j'allais voir mon copain. So that's why right now I feel like today, like, I have the most solid friendships, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. The amount, like, I remember, tu sais, moi, j'ai 2 meilleures amies, Nasi Karima, we've been friends for 10 years. Like, we've been friends for 10 years. We went through a lot of shit together. And obviously, when you've been friends for a really long time, like, every year you go through different phases of a friendship. Sometimes the year is going to be like, this was a really strong year for us. Sometimes it's like, okay, we could have done better. Recently, we had a freaking debrief of our friendship. C'était the best conversation ever. On était au fucking bord de l'eau, on check the view, and we're crying. We're talking about, you know, I feel like in this area, I'm a little bit more neglected. I feel like you guys could love me better like this. And then, okay, everybody was saying how the other could love them better and like what they're expecting from us. And c'était tellement commun, comme où est-ce qu'on est aujourd'hui 10 ans plus tard dans notre amitié, comme qu'est-ce qu'il y a besoin d'être changé, like on a grandi ensemble, qu'est-ce qu'on a besoin d'ajuster, comme est-ce que t'es heureuse, live with the way that I treat you. And we all had something to say. And then after that conversation, I saw like a big change, and we were already really good. Like 2022 was a really good year for us, and we got so much better after that conversation. And I was like, I've never had that with a nigga. Like, I've never had that with a guy.
Tu vois, and this is open communication,
Yeah.
which is, again, one of the, comme les critères and love. And I feel like the exact same with my friends right now. Genre, j'ai l'impression, you know, I work night and I have ADHD. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, comme, and I don't really have meds right now. Fait que c'est genre, des fois, I'm a type of person, je travaille lundi, mardi, mercredi, and the rest of the weekend, genre, je veux toujours m'amuser because I'm like, yo, I want to like take the sun in. But I was doing too much. Fait que c'est genre, I was being moody because of the ADHD and the fact that I was not sleeping. Like I had outbursts with my friend, like les trucs les plus minimes, I would like scream and like cry, and I just saw my friends, genre, Amanda and like Jenny, and like looking at me like, Beck, it's okay. Like, it's okay. And I don't, tu sais, quand tu pleures in front of a nigga, des fois, he doesn't even respond.
Bro.
Yo, il cligne même pas des yeux.
Oh my fucking, they be looking at you like.
And they saw me cry and they were like, yo, like, take a deep breath. Like, we do love you. Like, there's nothing wrong. People, je vais même pas m'expliquer.
Ouais.
And they waited. They were really patient with me. Puis comme c'est tellement de trucs que j'apprécie, comme Amanda. One thing about Amanda, je vais dire quelque chose de really random. Like, I was like, l'année passée, j'étais comme, I really want to go to New York. Elle est comme, bitch, on y va. And she's gonna make a plan for me. Mm-hmm. Like, no time wasted. She's just gonna make a plan for me. Comme Titi.
Arrête, yo, si tu me fais pleurer aujourd'hui, je peux pas. Don't do this to me right now.
Quand je dis Titi is the sun, I literally, je suis vraiment, comme quand something happens, la première personne que j'envoie 15 audios, c'est vraiment Titi, and she always find the words, she always have like the right perspective, she always understands me. Yo, des fois, je suis comme, yo, je suis mêlée, nothing that I say makes sense, it always makes sense to you. C'est vraiment fou. Like, I was reading the definition, I'm just like, this is it. And like, I grew during the years. Genre, Riri had like a baby. I'm holding my friend's baby. Puis des fois, je vis des affaires, je lui explique. I'm like, je sais même pas si je fais ça. C'est comme, I want to understand you. Like, elle est committed to understand me. Like, my friends sont vraiment solide.
Bro,
like,
je te jure, c'est fou.
Comme, I'm well-rounded. Oh my God, Lourdeni and me, she's my soulmate.
Yeah.
When I think about Lourdeni and me, I'm a Gemini, she's a Sag. Puis on est comme sister sign, and she's
Is
really
she
my
Sag?
sister. Yeah,
Okay.
she's really my sister. We have the same brain. Comme j'ai vraiment, je sens que comme je lisais la définition, puis j'étais comme, wow. I did experience true love.
No, I do. Like, pour de vrai,
I really did.
Oui, moi aussi. And it's really, when I was reading this, I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I really have some solid people. Puis, tu sais, comme, tu sais, at the open mic night, quand je, like, après que genre, when I went back to the table and it was just mes genre Beck, Nas, Karima, Shirley, I was like, this night could be a shit show. J'ai mes gens, genre, and everyone is so proud of me and happy for me. Like, I have a good fucking circle. Genre, j'ai vraiment...
follow at mic'd up, s'il vous plaît. Follow at mic'd up.
No, like, honestly, I'm really, really well surrounded. That's why I'm like, it's really important for women to not neglect that and the search for finding your man and finding your partner. C'est comme, tu sais, puis aussi, let me not just drag women in terms of being shitty friends. Men are trash friends. Moi, je m'en fous de ce que vous dites. Moi, je m'en fous de ce que vous fucking dites. Men are trash friends. The thing is, niggas be friends. Puis we said this, je sais même plus combien d'épisodes. Niggas will be friends for 20 years and you don't even know your homeboy. Yo, laisse-moi te dire quelque chose. Puis je t'ai déjà dit cette histoire, tellement j'étais saisie.
I know what je sais c'est quelle histoire. Je sais de quoi elle parle. Je sais exactement de quoi elle parle.
C'est même pas de quoi je parle.
Oui, je sais. Non, je sais. Tu vas le dire, je vais dire, je sais.
Bro, il faut que j'arrête de dire. No, but listen. Men are partners in patriarchy. Men are partners in misogyny.
Facts.
That's what it is. It's not some ride or die shit. And obviously, not all men. Okay, mais for the most part, like, because I genuinely feel like because of the way that we're socialized, women's first instinct is not to be a good friend. But you can build true friendships if you remove yourselves from the...
Mais c'est parce que they're not... Je pense que in Communion, like the female search for love, elle explique que comme as a woman, parce que you're born... like a sign at birth you're a female, t'as déjà perdu. Like, parce qu'on est comme, you're a female, figure it out, parce que t'es déjà less than. So, tu sais que ta validation will come from l'extérieur.
Yeah.
Of course, we're seeking male validation 100%.
Yeah.
But we're really seeking love everywhere. Puis je pense que c'est pour ça que comme our friendship are so tight. Je m'en fous de qu'est-ce qu'ils disent, like, female are better, or like, comme... sont des moins bonnes amies. Je suis comme, OK, yes, maybe it's messy, mais c'est parce que la raison pourquoi the friendship, like some friendships do end, c'est parce que we reflect.
And we grow, and we realize we're not fucking meant to click anymore.
It doesn't,
Bro,
ça fonctionne
let me
plus.
tell you something, okay?
Yeah, je sais c'est quelle histoire.
Je sais que tu sais c'est quelle histoire parce que j'étais saisie quand je t'ai raconté cette histoire, okay? So, this guy I was with, il allait toujours me parler de ses boys, like, yo, these my niggas, like.
Je sais c'est quelle histoire.
Mais avoue, c'est fou.
Oui. Go on.
No, en tout cas, he's like, yo, these are my boys, da, da, da. Like, I swear on my life, bro, I genuinely feel like if I was in a burning building and it was me and his boys, he would save his boys. Je suis vraiment sérieuse. Like, I'm like, no questions asked. Those are like his homies from 10 plus years. And he had one of them that was his best friend. And one day we're hanging out, like, his best friend, like, there's always this shorty around him, always around him. And whenever we chill with his friends, I'd see this girl. And one day I asked my man at the time, I was like, yo, is she his girl? Whatever. He come, I have no idea. We never talk about that. Puis j'étais juste comme, hein? C'est pas la base. C'est pas la base to be like, who's that girl? Like, because she's always around. I've never seen him and the girl's not there. Moi, je suis comme, yo, they fucking? He's like, I have no idea. I was like, okay, that's crazy. Parce que that's your home skillet, biscuit. That's your brother. Like, okay, en tout cas, bref. Mais ça, c'est comme le bestie, okay? Then, one day, we're on chilling avec ses amis et tout. One of his boys this is actually one of his friends that I've spoken to the least. I never really talked to him. It's on some high-bye shit. But then, on était genre dans un cercle, and then for some reason, something was happening, so on était juste nous deux, and then he was like, we started talking, on était un peu high, on parle caca, whatever. Il commence à me parler. Bro, la conversation a duré 7 minutes. Dans la conversation, he was able to tell me his freaking career goals. He was telling me, like, yo, I'm not going to get into it because ça va trop exposer shit là. I'm not trying to put nobody's business out there. But il était comme, yo, I've started to learn this skill. I'm trying to rebrand my whole fucking business. I'm about to change my life. It was some crazy shit. I was like, yo, no way. I don't even know this nigga. I was like, that's crazy. Because I was so impressed. And he was telling me about mad personal shit. He was like, yo, I'm trying to get this done. I've been at it for like a year. I'm trying to plan this. I'm going to change my whole freaking, like, I'm like, that's wild. That's a crazy business plan. I'm giving him tools. I'm like, yo, you should follow it. No. He's like, yeah, for sure. I'm like, wow, okay, 7 minutes. And then it's time to leave. Me and my mom go in the car. I'm like, babe, isn't it so... On va dire le nom du gars, c'est Jonathan. I'm like, babe, isn't it so crazy? Qu'est-ce que Jonathan veut faire? She's dead. Da, 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 da. I'm explaining to him. My man is like, what? Jonathan fait quoi? I was shook because it had so much impact on his life. It's the type of shit you would tell your fucking mailman. It's like it would come up in a conversation. I'm like, yo, you see these niggas on a weekly basis for the last decade and you don't even know the biggest thing that's happening in your boy's life. I spoke to this nigga for 7 minutes. And if we're in a burning building, you'll choose him? Moi, j'étais dead. And then I could see that he was shocked, but like he could tell by my reaction, I was shook. Because I know men's friendship is not all that. But I've never seen some shit like this before because it was a big deal. And then I was like, yo, that's crazy. And he was like, okay, je vais pull up sur lui cette semaine. Là, j'allais... Moi, j'étais comme, bye. Bye.
What?
Bye. Niggas don't talk. Like, niggas don't talk. It's crazy. They don't talk.
I was messing with that nigga. Puis j'étais comme... En tout cas, he had a friend, and I'm like, yo, your friend is so off. He hates women. She come, your friend is so fucking. Come, yo, you don't really know him. She come, bro, he's off, bro.
Yeah,
he really is off. Puis c'est comme, he knows how I am. He come, yo, this is your feminist shit. And then months later, he had to cut the boy off for some really misogynistic shit qu'il a fait. Puis il était comme, yo, I cut him. Là, je suis comme,
yeah.
Vous m'écoutez, y'all don't know your friends. Comme,
non.
Y'all don't know your friends. Puis la raison aussi pourquoi je sais, c'est que comme, à chaque fois qu'on parle de vulnérabilité with men, it's always like, oh, but women don't really want us to be vulnerable.
Yo, be vulnerable with your mandem, like, cause y a quelque chose qui marche pas là.
Mais je suis comme, vous voulez pas non plus que we're not even vulnerable like that with y'all. Mais on a des brunch lundi.
Ouais.
On a comme du bowling mardi.
On a des group chats.
We have movies and we be talking. Women really be talking. On a des thrift sessions.
Ouais.
On va comme, OK, on va comme, oh, we're going to try something different. On va faire un pole dancing. And we be talking. We really be talking.
Yeah.
Puis I see it. Je pense que there's so many, il y a tellement un weight on women, genre, y'all are not listening to us. Y'all are not here for us. Je suis comme, Kat, y'all are not here for us either. Mais moi, I can turn to my bitches.
Mais
one thing about me, je sais que je peux parler à Titi. Je sais que je peux parler à Régis. Je sais que je peux parler à Amanda. Je sais que je peux parler à Lordoni. I'm so sorry that you have nobody. I'm so sorry. I really am en plus. I really am.
Mais c'est ça l'affaire. C'est comme, I don't even feel fully safe to even vent to you comme ça. So c'est comme... les deux, on n'est pas safe. Mais moi, je suis safe. Supposé.
I'm safe
because these niggas don't be safe with me, clearly. They don't be telling me nothing. So, moi, je suis comme, OK, t'es pas safe avec moi, posé, mais t'es safe avec qui? Moi, je suis safe avec mes femmes. Moi, je suis
safe avec qui?
Toi, t'es safe avec qui?
T'es safe avec qui?
Ça, c'est
un verse.
Ça, c'est
safe avec qui? This is literally, t'es safe avec qui? This is literally the name of the episode.
Because, honestly, I've dealt with guys that are literally like, life is... chewing you up and spitting you out, and your boys don't know. Like, your boys don't know. Moi, je sais parce que tu me traites comme de la fucking merde. So, moi, je sais que t'es en train de go through shit. Moi, je sais. Mais tes boys le savent pas. But those are your homies. So, moi, je comme, at the end of the day, listen, niggas be trash friends too. But what Bell Hooks is saying is, in order for us to be able to form true romantic partnerships, we also need to be able to form good friendships and relationships with family and whatever. So, if we're just basing it off of that, on est doomed, oui?
On est fucking doomed. Non, mais on est fucking doomed. Mais pour de vrai, mais ils ont raison. Like, men are right. Parce que at some point, je voulais même pas demander au gars comment ça va. One thing about a man is gonna be au bout de sa vie.
Toujours!
Ils sont toujours au bout de leur vie.
Toujours!
Je suis comme, yo,
Damn!
am I not au bout de my life every fucking day?
Je suis toujours au bout de ma life.
À chaque fois que je leur demande, ils sont au bout de leur vie. Je suis comme, damn, you don't have one good day?
Damn.
Ils ont raison. But
Yo,
the thing
une
is...
fille s'est fait drag sur Twitter quand elle a dit my ick with guys is a nigga that has too many bad days. Mais moi, j'ai compris ce qu'elle voulait dire. Puis je suis comme... Moi, j'ai compris ce qu'elle voulait dire.
J'ai vu ce tweet. J'ai 100% compris.
Non, a nigga that has too many bad days. Moi, j'ai compris ce qu'elle voulait dire.
J'ai compris. Parce que des fois, I do have bad days and you don't even know. Yo, bet you don't know.
Yo,
don't know.
She dead. OK.
Il y a un autre point. Je sais qu'il y a un autre point. C'est quoi le next?
Dans friendship, toujours?
Non.
No, c'est what social media, right. Mais at the end of the day, before we conclude on friendship, what I look for in a partner, in a romantic relationship, I want to love like the one my homegirls give me.
Exactement.
Moi, c'est ça que je veux.
Yo, there's a verse. And
Check la façon que tu dis là.
That's to quote Ariana Grande, man. Elle comme... By matching diamond for 6 of my bitches. Je suis comme, pour de vrai bad. Pour de vrai bad. I feel like I would. Puis j'ai vu I saw a tweet qui est comme, I would really buy rings for my homegirls parce que I really do feel like they're my soulmates. Puis j'ai comme, I do. Yeah. I truly do.
Yeah.
And
non, puis comme,
yeah.
tu sais, l'affaire, c'est que my homegirls see me.
They see me.
Bon. Non,
c'est ça.
Non, écoute.
Non, c'est vraiment ça.
Écoute.
They do see me. I never feel unseen.
Non, my homegirls see me, they read me, they understand me. Moi, j'ai compris when Beck saw me. Beck sees me. Moi, je sais Beck sees me. But one thing that really validated me, I was telling you what one nigga told me. Il était comme, on dirait, je sais même pas quelle titi je vais avoir. Si ça va être la titi bougie qui aime aller dans les restaurants ou si c'est la titi chill qui aime post up dans la whip smoke. Because that's what he preferred to do instead of, going out and shit. Puis, Beck, t'avais dit quelque chose, je me rappelle pas, t'avais dit, what did you say? Do you remember what you said?
I'm tipsy.
T'avais dit,
t'es vraiment audacieuse.
Moi aussi, t'avais dit un truc genre, if he really saw you, it was so deep, bro. You were like, if that nigga really saw you and if he really knew who you were and if he really loved you, he would know that all of that is titi. Comme y a pas juste un, because that's really, comme people that really fuck with me and know me for real, that's one thing that they appreciate about me, c'est le fait que comme I'm very layered and multi-dimensional.
But the fact that niggas don't see you as a multi-dimensional person, c'est très critique.
Mais c'est fucking
triste. C'est alarming.
Mais c'est triste.
Actually.
That shit broke my heart.
Ouais.
Like, c'était fucking triste à entendre. I was like, damn, nigga, you don't know me.
I remember you saying me, telling me that, she's comme, this is so mean.
Yeah.
She's comme, why?
He's
comme,
like, I don't know which titi. Comme moi, je sais pas si c'est la titi que je dois toujours amener au resto ou c'est la titi qui aime chill dans la whip. Ouais, j'aime chill dans la whip, smoke des woods, nigga. Mais c'est comme fucking, let's go get Italian after. Like, what the fuck?
Think about titi, on va aller au resto.
On va aller au resto. But that's how I am. Puis that's like what it is. And you know really, what it is avant que tu sortes avec moi. One thing about, moi, il y a un gars that I was really feeling that was trying to talk to me. Puis après, he asked me out on a date. J'avais dit oui. Et là, après ça, il avait reply my story when I went out to eat. He's like, damn, you go out to eat a lot. J'ai cancel le date parce que j'ai compris que you're letting me know que c'est pas quelque chose que tu vas pouvoir keep up with. Puis c'est chill, tu comprends? I respect that. You think I go out too much? C'est vraiment chill. That means that if we end up together, tu vas pas vouloir me sortir. So thank you for, putting that out. Mais comme, it's part of who I am. J'aime faire les deux. J'aime lire, puis j'aime aller fucking chill.
Comme une personne normale,
comme
vraiment.
J'aime tout, genre, puis c'est comme, but
vraiment
you don't appreciate
normale.
all of that. Therefore, you don't appreciate me and all of my different, next. All right, so let's get into, bro, she lit.
Moi aussi.
On est fucking weak. C'est du galop qui nous a fait ça, bro. Bye. Anyways. Let's get into social media and love and dating. So, what do we usually hear lately, especially on social media? Because I feel like everybody and their mom, moi, je comme defund podcast. I don't give a shit.
Je like tout les tweets qui
quand
sont
ils fuck a podcast, moi, je comme retweet.
Knowing that I have one,
defund podcast.
No, like,
if
black
tomorrow
people and
podcasts were banned, je serais comme, I get it.
Je comprends.
I get
Pour de
it.
vrai, je comprends.
I get it.
Je comprends.
And I agree.
Je comprends.
I agree.
Because
comprends. I don't know who gave the. Moi, je sais pas who.
Qui a donné le droit là,
it's the war on podcast mics.
It's getting out of hand.
Who is putting these mics in the hood like that? Parce que je suis comme, why are...
There's a cell.
Non.
Il y a un PI quelque part.
Non,
Parce que impossible, vous avez tous un mic.
No, all these niggas got a mic. All these niggas got a mic, and all of them have some shit to say. And the misogyny and the violence that we're seeing be so accessible to us through these mediums is it's to an alarming rate nowadays.
At its peak.
It is at its peak. So what are the narratives that we usually hear lately, like when it comes to dating and love and on social media? What do we usually hear?
Okay. What do we hear? Premièrement, il y a les genre Kevin Samuel and like he died. Je vais même pas dire rest in peace.
Je vais même pas le dire non plus. Like shit happens.
Shit happens. He died. Fresh and Pit, like tout ce qui découle, Andrew Tate.
Oh yeah.
Tout ce qui découle de ça, il y a vraiment le genre, oh, as a woman, you should 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a strong narrative on this. Like, c'est quoi le rôle? Je trouve que les podcasts renforcent le binary, genre, as a man, as a woman. And I think je pense pas que c'est une coïncidence. I think ça vraiment vient du fait que comme women are more like, okay, I can end up alone or okay, I can get my own money or whatever. Fait qu'il y a vraiment ce renforce, like this, on renforce ça. I had a friend who told me like l'opposé, when the liberal thinking is going on the rise, tu vas avoir une pensée plus conservative qui go on the rise comme as well. It's just how it is. Fait qu'il y a vraiment un renforcement de comme, as a woman, you should do this. As a man, you should do that. Like, comme on a parlé de power dynamic, vraiment the way that patriarchy see love and relationship est extrêmement renforcé. And there is de la part des filles aussi, parce que I cannot like let them out of this. I don't know if quelqu'un va se sentir called out, but this soft life thing, this, oh, I want to be a housewife, hyper-femininity, tout ça qui est vraiment renforcé as well, comme as a woman, je suis délicate, I deserve a soft life, no suffering, no this, no that, je mérite comme a luxury, a peaceful and an easy life, because I'm a woman, I'm a flower, I don't know what, I'm delicate. Yeah. So il y a vraiment ces deux narratifs qui are pushed and actually go together. Actually, they really do go together. On a vraiment le renforcement de women are weak, women need help, women are like, les femmes ont besoin de comme un homme pour genre les provide for them. Yeah. And then there's the men like, yes, you are strong, you are born to dominate, you're here for nanana. So il y a vraiment ces deux narratifs qui go hand in hand, guys. Hand in hand. Je sais pas si vous pensez que they're opposite, but they really go hand in hand. Puis je pense que quand on parle de la définition, again, we go back to the definition of bell hooks of love, comme respect, open communication. This is not there.
Yeah.
This is not there. Et bell hooks, comme je disais au début, elle parle beaucoup de comme we don't really talk about love, mais surtout, je trouve, in our days, puis c'est vraiment drôle parce que she wrote this ça a été publié en 1999. On est maintenant en 2022, so good 23 years after, and it's still that. On parle beaucoup de relations. On parle beaucoup. I think people are sick of it. I am sick of it. And on parle beaucoup de relations, but we don't talk about love and what it is. And the idea of love that is pushed on us is really the power dynamic between men and women.
Yeah.
Like, the man is there for this, the woman is there for that. This is how it should be, and this is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm hearing similar things. I'm seeing a lot of the whole like women going out of their way to be like, let's freaking go back into the 1950s. And I think that has been brought up by the rise of a lot of misogynistic messages that we're seeing. And I think this is women's ways to kind of combat it in a sense, or just because men are often pushing this narrative of you're going to end up alone. You're not going to find nobody. You're bitter, baby mama, whatever, which I think is very ironic when we're looking at the numbers. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to pull these numbers out. So Pew Research Center shows, like a Pew Research Center analysis of census data finds that in 2019, roughly 4 in 10 adults ages 25 to 54, 38% basically, were unpartnered. That is either married nor living with a partner. This share is up sharply from 29% in 1990, and men are now more likely than women to be unpartnered, which wasn't the case 30 years ago. Men also make up 62% of dating profiles for online dating profiles. And when we're looking at that, when we're looking at who's gonna end up being lonely, men the surge of men being single and lonely has increased. And why is that? Women have more options. Women have more options. And it's not, you don't have to settle for the bare minimum anymore, because you go on these dating websites and you see, oh, you know what? I don't need to settle for Mr. I'll open the door for you. I can go for Mr. I'll open the door for you, and I'm emotionally available too. You know, so it requires a lot. And I think men are realizing that. And I feel like the surge of angry men that are constantly pushing women down is coming from this subconscious fear of, damn, y'all are choosing up.
Je pense que aussi, c'est le fait que, you know, being alone, comme je l'ai dit au début quand Titi m'a posé la question, I definitely j'ai imaginé ma vie being alone.
And it's fine.
And it's fine. Because, again, we do have community. Comme on parlait, we just talk about our friendships are so solid. Je sais que comme I do have community. Et souvent dans les couples hétérosexuels, the woman is the one who's going to keep contact with the family. Was like, oh, we have a barbecue with like Barbara. We have like this... on a genre ce baptême, with this, like the women are the one who keeps family around, who keeps connection. The woman carries the culture.
Yes.
And heterosexual couple, they definitely do. Et le fait qu'une femme est juste comme, you know what? I'd rather be alone, I'd rather be by myself and live my life que being alone in a relationship. Ça rend les hommes, non seulement, it's not only like they don't have a woman anymore, but they don't have community. Comme y'all have shitty friends and vous avez vraiment beaucoup de troubles à keep connection. So where do you go? Et I even saw a comment about like a queer man who was like, you know what? C'est un peu frustrant de voir like straight men being angry about like their situation right now, parce que as a queer man,
I saw that.
I had to imagine my life alone just because I'm marginalized. I'm the other. I'm comme y a pas de promesse que I'm gonna find my loved one. Fait que, just like a woman, c'est genre j'ai déjà réimaginé ma vie alone. But I think genre cette perspective ou cette situation, straight men do not think about this.
Yeah.
They just realize that, oh, I might end up alone, and they're freaking out.
Yeah.
I think they're freaking out. Yeah. Nous, on a passé au travers ça, like, we did this.
We made peace with it.
It
could happen. It couldn't happen.
It could not happen. Mais dans tous les cas, women always have community. They always have community. They carry community. They always have community in a way that men don't, parce qu'ils ont pas, they're not socialized to do this work, parce que the woman does it. Fait que c'est le fait que comme women are like, you know what, I don't have to be with you. C'est genre, ça fait pas juste couper le fait que comme, oh, I'm a single man, but I'm a single man without community. And je pense que c'est là que comme, il y a le petit stress, le petit comme, la colère, and that's why like la colère est vraiment projetée on us, and we're just like, what's going on?
But you're mad because you see it come that it's really, and that c'est genre, okay, men don't have community, men don't have a safe space, all of that is a byproduct of patriarchy. Should we feel bad? We have the right to we can be compassionate towards that. Like, I understand. And we've said it in our episode on patriarchy when we had Les Généralistes. Patriarchy affects men too. Patriarchy affects men too. Not every man chooses to, it's not a voluntary thing to neglect your feelings and to try to fit in this hyper-masculine mold that you've been conditioned to adopt. It's a lot of, it seems tiring. I've been around men that perform masculinity so much that I'm like, you are miserable.
No, they're fatigué for sure.
I can see it. I've been around guys that I'm like, shit, it must be really hard to feel like you're only valuable if you have money and if you have, like, it must really suck to think that that's all you have to offer, because especially right now, women are requiring more than that. Women, like, your money is like, I got my own.
The standard went
so up. Now women are like, no, now I need emotional intelligence. Now I need romance. Now I need these things that men have not been socialized to adopt because these are feminine traits. So now you're stuck in these situations where, like, women are asking for things outside of what you're able to provide, because right now being a provider, being a hustler, being someone with money is not enough. And they're seeing that, and it's like, shit, it must suck, because you're realizing now that you're not the best option for a partner.
Et c'est même c'est la promesse du patriarcat. To men, si tu agis de cette manière-là, si tu es dominant, si tu fais ton propre argent, you're going to get a woman to take care of you.
That's what it is, and that's the goal.
And that promise, whatever, has been broken. Parce que les femmes sont juste comme,
no. Like, I've been around guys that literally see themselves, like, they will only find value in themselves if they make it, like, if they make it, like, money-wise, if they are successful, if they're their own person et tout. And their whole lives is just a constant chase to get there. And it's like, but you could actually get there, not even get there per se, because women are going to ask for more. And then what do you do then? What do you do? Who are you outside of that? Who are you? What do you desire? What do you want? What do you have to offer outside of that? And it's quiet, because men have not been socialized to think that way. So now that creates a lot of angry men, that creates a lot of resentful men, and that creates a lot of women that are like, you know what? I'm good to be on my own unless I find someone like that. I want romance. I want emotional intelligence. I want communication. Men are not able to provide that. There's a quote from an author. I forgot to mention his name, but he says, "In the world of boys and men, you are either a winner or a loser. One up or one down and control or controlled, man enough or a girl. Where is the setup? Where in this setup is the capacity for love?" And I've experienced that. I've been with guys that have treated me well if they had money at the moment. And then you broke, and then you treat me like shit. Or something's going wrong at work, and then I take the hit. And it's because genuinely you really despise yourself if you're not able to get there. Men lack self-compassion. A lot of men are very, very, very miserable, and they're fighting against themselves. And that is a byproduct of patriarchy. And they are victims of that as well. However, how much of a victim are you? Are you willing to let go of some of the privilege that you do have, that you do benefit from patriarchy, in order to dismantle that?
The thing is, for men, comme tu as dit, they're not socialized to... The difference between men and women, again, j'ai dit que comme les femmes sont socialisées à search love outside of themselves, parce que as a woman, comme if you're considered woman, like if you're assigned the gender of woman when you're born, c'est genre, oh, you're a woman, you lost. So you better find, t'es mieux de trouver comme une affirmation outside of yourself, because it's not enough just to be you. So woman has this tendency to search for love, search for community, search for communion. Puis, according the book of Communion, The Female Search of Love by Bell Hooks, says patriarchy has always seen love as woman's work, degraded and devalued labor. And it has not cared when women failed to learn how to love. For patriarchal men have been the most willing to substitute care for love, submission to respect. Fait que men, for a long time, ils sont comme, j'ai pas besoin d'amour, I just need a woman to take care of me.
Yeah.
I just need a woman to submit to me.
Yeah.
Puis c'est comme, if a woman, si on est dans un air de genre comme, yo, I'm not doing all that. I have other options. Il y a tout comme c'est dating app. Il y a juste vraiment this whole thing is genre comme I can do it on my own. C'est comme who cares for me then?
Yeah.
Who submits to me then?
Yeah.
Et c'est low-key, c'est normal that you get mad.
Yeah.
Parce que if all your life on t'a dit que comme that's the promise of patriarchy, you're gonna have woman that take care of you. Je pense même pas que les gars s'imaginent finir tout seul.
Yeah.
It's a woman thing. Parce qu'on a été shamed really early as like, oh, if you do this, you're going to end up alone. If you do this... Mais à un moment donné, t'es juste comme, well, what happens?
Qu'est-ce qui arrive si I end up
Qu'est-ce qui
alone?
arrive si I end up alone?
Is that the worst thing that can happen?
T'es obligé de... T'es forcé à réimaginer ta vie. Like, that's what's going to happen if I end up alone. Mais les hommes ont jamais eu besoin de faire ce work.
Yeah.
But seeing how women react now, like women like saying like, oh, I do have choices, c'est frustrant.
And it's scary.
Yeah, et c'est épeurant,
And
effectivement.
it's scary. And tu sais, c'est comme, Khadija said it in her video, we're going to link it. Like, when we say men are trash, it's deeper than men are trash. It's also our frustration in the loss that we have when it comes to our relationship with men. And it comes to this frustration of there's always going to be this disconnect. There will always be this disconnect. Under patriarchy, there will always be this disconnect. So what is the solution? What is the solution? Because see, there are some guys genuinely, they are horrible partners because they've been conditioned to be, and patriarchy has not given you the hand to be the proper partner. And I will agree to that. Comme moi là, I've dealt with men that I'm like, you're treating me so bad right now, but I see how bad you're hurting. Come, I know that. I cannot say that for all the guys I've been with. Some of them are genuinely trash, like for real. But I'm like, I see that you're doing me so dirty, but to be real, you're doing yourself even more dirty. You don't have the capability to express yourself to me because you don't have the emotional intelligence. So where do you go? And how much can I extend myself to you? And how much grace can I extend to you that is also going to be to the detriment of my happiness? And I think that's what a lot of women struggle with when they're in relationships with these men, is to be empathetic, because I do understand that the patriarchy does not allow you to be as emotionally available as I am. But how much labor does that, emotional labor is that one labor that we don't consider real work because it's not physical. Emotional labor is a lot. Emotional labor is draining. When you exit a situation where you had to put a lot of emotional labor, it's a weight off your shoulders. And I've experienced that. Like, especially like my last relationship, je me rappelle le jour qu'on s'est laissé, I went to my girl's house to sleep over. I had the best time. Je me suis réveillée le lendemain, je me sentais comme légère. And it was crazy because I was sad also. Like, I was like, fuck, I really love this nigga. But the release of like the emotional labor that I knew I didn't have to do anymore was so intense that I was able to feel joy. But it's like, how do we marry the feeling of compassion for them while also being like, yo, you need to be held accountable for your bullshit?
Il y avait, I think, Bell Hooks a tout dit, by the way. I really want everybody to read the books. Mais dans Communion, elle parle du fait que comme, it's not because of men. It's not because of a man is in a position of power that he's happy.
Exactly.
Comme tu peux vraiment être dans un... Elle est comme, I've seen my father dominate over my mom and not be happy, not looking like someone who is happy with his situation, even though he was in that position of power. Je pense que c'est... I think it's something that we can see parce que tu l'as dit, t'es juste comme...
You're miserable.
I can see that you're miserable right now.
And it breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Like, you're sad.
And
I know
it's sad. And it really is sad. Et je pense que comme women are actually able... But again, are conditioned to always be like that. Parce que, comme je disais au début, c'est comme... The man that did me dirty, even though I was hurting a lot and I was crying a lot. J'étais toujours comme... Est-ce que j'aurais pu être une meilleure personne for him? Maybe I don't understand him. Maybe I don't understand where he's coming from. Yeah. He lost a lot. Maybe I should understand this better. J'avais quand même ce réflexe. Even if I was hurting. Even I was crying. Même si I was talking about this with my therapist, I was like, maybe there's something that does not click.
Yeah.
Peut-être que moi, I don't. But he was not doing the same work for me.
Yeah.
Comme,
no.
c'est vraiment genre, c'est vraiment on some like, I did everything, genre, I'm hurting right now, and I'm still like, I can't get why you're mad. I can't see where you, and he was dead ass on some, I don't give a fuck about like what you're feeling. Vraiment, genre, I don't give a fuck.
Ouais.
I do not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Pendant que moi, j'étais en train de genre I was talking to everybody. J'en ai parlé à mon frère. I don't really talk about this with my brother. Mais j'en ai parlé à mon frère. I was like, yeah, you're a man, right?
What do you
Like,
think?
what do you think
Yeah.
about this? Mais c'est ça. Puis c'est genre, they're not socialized to do that work.
Back for us, yeah.
Yeah. Fait que, tu sais, j'ai envoyé un link à une vidéo à Steve. So I saw a video like men talking about like men vulnerability and talking about like how ils peuvent pas vraiment être vulnérables with women. Puis c'est genre, tu sais, women don't want us to be vulnerable. They want, comme ils le disent, but they don't really mean it. They don't know what to do with this. Et pour de vrai, I kind of get where they're coming from in the sense that, comme j'ai dit, at some point, je voulais même pas dire à un gars comment va ta journée, parce que je suis comme, vous êtes toujours au bout de votre vie. Y'all don't, I don't know to who you're venting. You're not venting. Et puis c'est comme, j'étais tellement aware que comme the whole emotional labor was coming, comme j'allais devoir lift all this, je voulais même pas savoir how your day was going.
Yeah.
Genre, fait que I do understand where they're coming from. Genre, we have nowhere to vent. Et je pense que, even though, genre, tu sais, on veut faire ce, I do want to have like this, comme, je veux que comme on évolue as a community, but like being able to be in the same room and hearing everybody, mais on n'est pas là. Because I swear, if a man, si je suis dans une salle pleine d'hommes talking about how they're hurting, I'm like, yo, do you want to hear about me? Et ça, je vais vraiment, je vais être irritée. Et je pense pas que c'est bénéfice pour personne.
Yeah.
I remember the last time I was with men in a room, puis c'était en 2019, you were there.
Oh,
and I was irritée.
annoyed. That's when I was like, yeah, I can't do this.
C'est comme, ouais, je suis irritée tout le long.
I can't
To
do
be
this.
honest, I don't give a fuck.
I'm like, you the victim? Mais tu sais, c'est ça aussi, c'est comme, I think we have to also make peace with the fact that, like, we don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I think, see, me, my first time around, I was dealing with someone that was super emotionally broken. And I've always dealt with guys that were a little bit, like, emotionally broken. My first time, though, I was, like, convinced, like, I can do this. Like, I can fix it. Like, I can help you et tout. I felt like that made him resent me even more. Parce que c'est vraiment genre, tu sais, c'est comme, yes, Black women, we do have this this title placed on us without us even asking of being the healers et tout ça. But I swear to God, it's not a Black woman that's going to heal a broken man. It's not a Black woman. And I had to come to terms with that. That's why my second time around, it took me less time to figure it out. I was like, damn, it's really not happening. Mais tu sais, à la fin de la journée, comme, je lui ai acheté plein de livres, puis je lui ai donné des audiobooks. J'étais comme, yo, here are some books that I feel like you should read. Here are some links to therapists et tout. Like, I gave him my audiobook password and everything. I bought him books. I bought him Bell Hooks, The Will to Change, and some other shit. Jusqu'à aujourd'hui, le gars n'a jamais lu ces livres-là. Mais je suis comme, listen.
Yes.
Like, jusqu'à ce jour, il n'a jamais touché un livre. I see in my account 0% read. I bought all of these books for him. I'm like, here are links to therapists. But I told him, I was like, listen, I really do want to be there for you, but it can't be to the detriment of my happiness. And clearly, you don't want me to help you. C'est chill. And I feel like I've come to peace with that because at the same time, we cannot overextend ourselves to the point where it's harming us. Like, we're not going to help. We cannot help a man heal under patriarchy. I feel like other men can do that, though.
Je pense 100%.
Other men can do that for you.
Je pense que I think the ick with Black women and Black femmes, c'est juste que we only feel seen when we help a man. We only feel seen when we help others. Parce que c'est genre, this is the Black woman, c'est comme un super-héros, whatever the fuck. Mais pour de vrai, I don't think we can help these men.
No.
Je pense que it's other niggas.
It's other niggas.
That can help them.
But you have to create
100%.
community.
And I do, et j'ai zéro problème à like giving books. I did, like, j'ai recommandé des livres to niggas. I talked with niggas about books, like they actually read it. They qu'on a parlé pendant like hours on the phone, and I don't be talking on the phone.
Yeah.
So I did this speech. I had conversation. Des hommes qui étaient comme, you know what? I did listen to that episode on patriarchy. I do have questions. No problem. But 100% I do believe que men they have to be together first.
Yeah.
They have to be together first. Comme, je sais que it sounds comme harsh qu'on dit like, yo, parlez-vous entre vous.
Mais pour de vrai.
Mais pour de vrai, parlez-vous entre vous.
Pour de vrai.
Because there's nothing we can do.
There's nothing we can do, and like we won't get it.
Yeah.
As women, also we have to kind of humble ourselves as well, and just we don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get. Comme tu sais, I'm not trying to compare fights or anything, because at the end of the day, we live in a patriarchy. Women have it bad. But I don't know what it's like to every day have to perform masculinity to the degree that patriarchy allows it in order for me to be seen as a man. I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to feel like my value is based on on how much money I have and how productive I am, and I don't know what it's like to have that pressure. I don't know what it's like to feel like I can't speak up because if I speak up, I'm going to be seen as a pussy. I don't know what it's like. Therefore, I feel like the best way to deconstruct that is to be in community with people that do know what it's like. And that's not me. And I can do, I did my best. Me, with every guy, one thing I can always say, I'm never going to be here on some, like, I was the perfect girlfriend shit. You know, j'ai eu mes torts. I don't know what they are because niggas don't be talking. But I probably did fuck up, you know. C'est chill, I get that. But at the end of the day, I don't think that I will be the person that you will feel most at ease to talk about these like real internal struggles that you've been facing for like your whole fucking life. Ça va pas être avec moi que tu vas déconstruire ça. And women have to understand that like it's not your role as well.
J'ai vu, I saw, en fait, je regarde dans la vidéo où les hommes parlaient de genre not being able to be vulnerable. Il y avait Shan Bouri and she talks about, you know, il y a une façon de dire les affaires, like, il y a une façon informative and then there's after the fact. So tu peux me dire que comme, you know what, I'm this way. So just so you know, avant qu'il arrive comme un event and then you react this way, genre, oh, je suis colérique, this make me mad. Avant que ça arrive. But there's the after the fact. You got mad, you scream at me, you were verbally violent and then I'm hurt. Et là, tu me dis, but you gotta understand though, this make me mad. I'm already hurt. I've already been attacked. See, there's just so much you can ask from me to be like, you'll be compassionate. And I want to be compassionate. Parce que, and Kat, did you talk about this in her video? Le men are trash era, because the asset speak. Men could not say anything.
Yo, stay on it. Diane!
On est comme, ferme ta fucking gueule. Been like left and right.
Yeah, you couldn't say nothing.
It's true. But elle a dit aussi, this era happened for a reason.
Yeah.
C'est a knee-jerk reaction to something like, il y a quelque chose qui a mené à ça. But I do understand that men also need compassion.
Yeah.
There's just so much that we can do.
Yeah.
Comme ça doit être le rôle de quelqu'un d'autre.
Understand when it's time to release yourself from that situation.
Yeah.
Like, il faut toujours comprendre. Like, I feel like once you realize that, like, at this point, the work that needs to be done is above what I can give, and it's also above what will hurt me emotionally and, like, mentally if I participate in this, it's fair to remove yourself. Because a lot of the times, these niggas will not dump you. They won't.
Niggas won't dump you.
Like, one thing about
that's a funny thing.
Niggas will not dump you. Come, one thing about me, every time I broke up with a guy, c'est parce que j'étais comme, yo, c'est comme, clearly you want me to do this. Like, tu me dis, yo, clairement, comme, c'est comme, yo, on dirait que tu mets un gun dans ma tête, tu dis, laisse-moi, genre, ok, je vais le faire, Chris. That's what it is.
You know what you gotta do.
Niggas will not leave you. So you have
They
to
won't.
do it. You have to know when it's time to be like, listen, I wish you the best. And some of these niggas don't even deserve well wishes. But some do. Pour de vrai, là, moi, I can really be on some, you've done me dirty. Not my first boyfriend. Not him. Go to hell. This fucking dickhead, bro. Je te jure, yo, quand je te dis qu'est-ce qu'il m'a fucking raconté la semaine passée, je vais te raconter ça après, en tout cas. Fuck this nigga. Mais honestly, like, besides for him, I genuinely do wish the best parce que je sais que whatever you did, I'm not projecting that as to, like, I get what it is. Like, see, comme, it's some personal shit, but c'est pas, ça va vraiment, it's really in community that you can still solve that.
I think that as much as I say like men are trash, there's a lot of men that I like.
Yeah.
That I love. Sexist men, I have to say it, genre sexist men, que je sais que comme, they do comme, genre, ils perpétuent this patriarchal idea. Comme oui, je les reprends, of course, but it is what it is. Puis c'est genre, I think they do need this, comme, cette empathie and this, like, love and, like, yeah, I'm carefree. I just think that ça peut pas être toujours moi. It cannot be always a woman doing that work.
Yeah.
Et je pense que c'est là que le bug, parce que Black women sont vraiment persuadées that they have to do the work for them. Juste comme you have to put a limit. Yeah. Genre, c'est comme, I can guide you, I can give you the book, I can give you, like, the link for therapy, and then it's you.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you can do. Sometimes that's all you can do, and that's okay. And you're not less. I feel like it's really easy for us to base our value based on how useful we are to these men, but it doesn't make you any less important, any less valuable. It's really not what they need right now.
Ouais, et je vais prendre le temps de dire que comme the men are trash or niggas and shit, like, movement, I do get it. And comme Khadija said it, genre, c'était nécessaire for all, like, that woman been through. Je pense que ce qu'on dit maintenant, c'est comme we have to go beyond this. Parce que si on reste là-dedans in the hatred and, like, men are trash, I can do it on my own. I think que, genre, we make patriarchy, we do make capitalist, like, thinking, de genre, like, gain power and, like, dominate, and that's not what we want. C'est genre, it comes from a place of hurt, it comes from a place of frustration, it comes from a place, like, we were harmed, and this is all valid, mais c'est genre, beyond that, if we do want to, like, have comme un commun... En plus, BDF, là, à chaque fois que vous êtes en tweet, what do Black men and Black women can do to... Je roule mes yeux,
yeah,
just
like,
so you know.
Fuck?
Just so you know, je roule mes yeux. Just so you know, je roule mes yeux. Mais I do think que, genre, there's a line, puis c'est comme, we did what we had to do, on a donné les livres, on a donné les links, it's you done after that. Wait.
Puis c'est comme, I want to see, faites vos empowerment brunches.
Facts.
Faites vos fucking dinners, homeboy dinners, Tuesdays. Faites des trucs comme ça, like that we do all the fucking time. We do all the time. One of my closest friends to this day, I met her at a freaking women's fucking brunch, bro. Comme, what the fuck?
C'est vrai!
C'est genre,
c'est
bro,
vrai.
Like,
les femmes ont vraiment les réactions. I don't know. Maybe y'all do this quand vous allez comme jouer au basket ensemble. Maybe, I don't know. But, like, do this more. Do this more. Yo, est-ce qu'on a tout fait?
Yeah. So, all in all, this episode was a recap to our episode 3, Settling for Who. This is Settling for Who part 2. So I'm glad that we were able to bring a more organized and
moi aussi,
more mature perspective.
C'est tellement dégueulasse.
Do us a favor and just don't even listen to that episode if you...
But you can.
And just see the growth.
You can and see the growth, mais juste vous dire que c'est 100% malaisant.
And the last 45 minutes are not even needed. But thank you so much for listening. This was basically la conclusion, c'est we cannot do everything, and the solution to niggas' pain is other niggas.
It is other niggas.
That's it.
I think la conclusion, c'est comme love is a verb. I think c'est vraiment important de
love is a verb.
Keep it like that in genre en mémoire, and like if we have the same definition of love, parce que ça va être plus facile de comme go forward. As us, on a parlé beaucoup de relationship, but as a community
as well.
Also, it's a baseline.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. This was fun. We got tipsy, finished the bottle.
Yeah. Yo, dans l'autre, on a ri pendant 10 minutes at some point, and we were not even tipsy.
Yeah, because we were talking about niggas ghosting us and ska. Anyways, on that note, I'm TT.
And I'm Beg.
And we're what the kids call
Woke or whatever.
Hey guys, I'm TT.
And I'm Beg.
And we're what the kids call Woke or whatever. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the bell notification to not miss any new content.